And it's time. New York Knicks remain in New York, taking on the Brooklyn Nets in Madison Square Garden. If it's ever going to happen, it will happen tonight. Let's go ahead, dive right into it. We are here. We are back. We are back like we've never left, y'all. We are still here. We are not going anywhere. Yes, we're going to keep it casual until they give us a reason to have hope again. Where do we start? I think we should start at the top and work our way down. And normally, we'd start with the captain, right? That would mean starting with the captain. But I think this is a three-piece blame pie. 3 slices should be handed out. And I don't particularly want to touch on one of those slices, namely being the front office, because I don't think that that's something that is going to bring fruitful change to this organization right now. They could go out and fire the entirety of the front office and make a change and bring in an entirely new front office and all of that. That's not going to change the team. There are 2 avenues, 2 pieces of the blame pie, of the 3 blame pie. Jeff Brown, what's up, Jeff? There are 2 pieces of the blame pie that we can go through right now that could actually make legitimate change to what we have been witness to these last 2 weeks. And that is the coaching staff and the players. I think we start with the coaching staff, namely Mike Brown. Mostly because when you are the head of the snake, the leader in the clubhouse, like Jalen Brunson's going to get a large piece of the blame pie here tonight. When you are the leader in the clubhouse, Mark said, ease off a cat, y'all. He ain't going nowhere soon. Ease off. This team knows how to win. Yes, sir, Mark. I appreciate you, Mark, because I got me and Mark right here with Karl Anthony Towns. Wait till we get to Karl Anthony Towns. Y'all might be surprised with how I find ways to defend this man. Not that he deserves... He's also part of the problem, but y'all scapegoating him in a way that I think is unfair to everybody else on the team who also deserves blame. But let's start with the coaching staff. I should have made a Mike Brown graphic because we got to talk about Mike Brown and what has transpired and some of the quotes that have come out from this team, from the organization, from the players themselves. I was at the game in which they got smacked around into the Garden, a fully healthy Knicks team for the first time in a month and a half, damn near 2 months, and they come home from a 5-game West Coast trip. They're playing the Dallas Mavericks, missing 3 or 4 of their key role guys. They have a guy named Musa Shisi, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, Musa Shisi, at center, dominating the game. This is no disrespect to him. I keep track pretty vigilantly about players around the league, who's on what roster. I, at the very least, have heard everybody's name in the league. I have no idea who Musa Shisi is. And again, there's no disrespect to him. He looked pretty good. He might be solid. I've never heard that name before in my life. He came onto the court and I said, oh, okay, Towns, it's your night then. Mitchell Robinson had himself a night. We'll get the big Mitch, the lone silver lining on this team. Cisse, Jason? All right. I could have sworn at the game the Knicks announcers were saying Shisi. If it's Cisse, I was half paying attention after the first quarter anyway, because I was like, oh, it's over. It's over. Mark said, so sorry you had to witness that person, Chef Man. Yeah, I was pretty upset. I was pretty down in the dumps. I was pretty annoyed. I was so certain that my presence would help turn things around. It did not. Maybe it amplified it being worse. Maybe I really am a bad luck charm. Raymond, Chris Rowe, I like shoes, Manuel Mercado, appreciate y'all. Raf Torres, of course, appreciate y'all. Mike Brown, and some of the quotes that have come out about Mike Brown, maybe not specifically about Mike Brown, but some of the quotes coming out of the Knicks locker room after the game And during this practice, and a lot of what's coming out from the beat report isn't to say, that's to say that, like, they're in the locker room, they know far more than any of us, but it's also hard to really, it's a vibe. At the end of the day, it's a vibe. You go in the locker room, there's a vibe in the air, and it's like, this isn't a super close locker room right now. There is definitely a schism going on some places. And obviously, a lot of the ire is being directed towards Karl-Anthony Towns, and we'll get to the players, we'll get to Towns. But at the same time, a lot has gone on with Mike Brown these last couple of games, going back specifically to the Golden State game. We talked about it pretty in-depthly, right? It's hard not to talk about something like that when it happens, when it occurs for your team, for your organization. And if you guys don't know what I'm referencing, I'm sure you guys will remember very easily. Karl-Anthony Towns and Draymond Green very clearly don't like each other. That's fine. Human beings don't have to, you don't have to be buddy-buddy in the NBA. As a matter of fact, it's kind of nice when two guys just classically don't like each other, right? Draymond is an agitator. He's an incredibly annoying human being. And Karl-Anthony Towns is an incredibly great human being. Everything on and off the court you hear about Karl-Anthony Towns is how philanthropic he is, how great he is with his community. Draymond Green, not so much. Anyways, these two guys clearly don't like each other, mostly because Draymond Green keeps going at Karl-Anthony Towns for reasons I can't comprehend. Either way, one guy's acting his age, the other guy's acting like a middle schooler. Either way, those guys clearly don't like each other. Draymond Green gets into it with Karl-Anthony Towns. During the game, after the game, Mike Brown and others are seen hugging and yucking it up with Draymond Green, the opposition to Karl-Anthony Towns. Okay. They clearly have a past relationship. Mike Brown was the former coach of the Warriors. All of that. You don't have to go over there, give him a big old I miss you hug, love you hug, dap it up, seen laughing on the sideline, especially when your team is losing. You are a leader. You are a head coach of a basketball team. I'm not sure what you thought that might have accomplished, or that people would just throw that under the rug. That can't happen. Not on camera. Meet him in the locker room. Meet him backstage. The game is going on, and you're dapping the man up as if he's your long-lost brother. He just got into it with one of your star players. And then to top it off, you go into the post-game presser, and when asked about it, you point to Karl-Anthony Towns and say he did not play well and was disappointed in his game. Even if you truly believe that, as a head coach, as a leader, you need to be on the side of your team. And in that moment, Mike Brown failed as a leader. I'm not even talking about his coaching ability. He failed as a leader to stand up for his team. That brings me to the most staggering and annoying thing that I have been building up with Mike Brown this season. Mike Brown, surprisingly so, has 0 technical fouls this year. Normally, that'd be a good thing. He's not costing his team points. He's not costing his team games by getting recklessly and needlessly, maybe even getting kicked out of games by picking up multiple technicals. Here's why this is a problem. You, the head coach Mike Brown, are asking repeatedly. He has talked about it in post-game pressers and pre-game pressers and all of the things. He has asked repeatedly for his team, for his players, his star players, particularly Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, almost kind of specifically calling those guys out to stop arguing with the officials. Fine. We all have, you, me, you guys in the chat, we've all talked about this and had these complaints as well. Guys got to stop complaining to the officials and get back on defense. This is why this doesn't make any sense to me. You can't ask that of your players and then as a head coach, as a leader, not go out and then fight for them. You have yet to pick up a technical foul this year, meaning you have yet to get into the ear of the officials and tell them you need to give him a call. He's getting fouled. You need to give Towns, Brunson a break here. They're getting beat up. Somebody's going to get hurt. We've all, at least for the most part, have played high school basketball at least. You know what it's like to have your head coach fight for you. And we all know what it feels like to have somebody in our lives fight for you. Whether or not we have a close relationship, to have somebody on your side changes the dynamic of the relationship. I don't think, and this is all opinionated, that a lot of these players feel like Mike Brown truly has their backs right now. Because every time something goes wrong, Mike Brown calls out his specific players for not doing their job well enough. At some point, you have to question the people opposing your team, whether or not you believe it's true. You have to be on their side at some point. We all agree on calling players out for being more professional and stop complaining to the officials. But it gets to the point where they have a bone to pick. Towns is getting fouled on drives to the basket that the officials are not giving him. Brunson is getting fouled on drives to the basket the officials are not giving him. At some point, the frustration boils over. And I think that point was far longer than just 2 weeks ago. And it has continued to fester to the point where Mike Brown might be on the verge, if not already happening, where he is bound to lose this locker room. He is less than a year into a 4-year deal. This is an issue that should be a message spread throughout the entirety of the organization, from Leon Rose, the front office, down to the coaching staff, to the lowest assistant coach on the rung, on the totem pole. You need to be on the side. We all need to be. It's us against the world, and it's not felt that way. I'm sure the players feel the same way. That is the issue. I have not even gotten to some of the sort of tenets that Mike Brown has installed in the offense and the defense that I, for the most part, kind of disagree with, especially even going back to his rotations. We've talked about some wonky rotation moves that he has gone to. I haven't even gotten to the X's and O's of the team because I don't even think it's that deep. It's hard to buy into a guy who doesn't seemingly have my back. How can you preach to me we need to buy into your offense, Mike Brown, if I feel like you won't even stand up for me? I'm getting hacked and hammered. I'm the one taking the boos out on the court. I was in the Garden. They booed Karl-Anthony Towns when he subbed out for Mitchell Robinson. Whether he deserved it or not, that's tough to hear. That's not inspiring confidence. And so as a head coach, it is part of your job to inspire confidence into your team. And I think Mike Brown has miserably failed this year in doing that. That is my issue with the coaching staff. I'm not even going to touch the rotations and some of the offensive schematic changes that he's made or trying to implement and all of the things. Like, we need to get back to our motion offense. But again, it's hard to decide I'm going all out for this team when it doesn't even feel like the leaders, the coaches, don't have my back. Not one of them does it feel like are stepping up for me. Karl-Anthony Towns is getting fouled. Pick up a technical. Get kicked out of the game, Mike Brown. You're standing there with your hands in your pocket. Don't be a Darvin Ham. Let's move on. Let's get to the other side of the blame pie, meaning the players. And I already see some of you guys getting into some of the players. Let's start where we normally start, with the captain, Jalen Brunson, who's not excused from the criticisms everybody on this team is about to take. Jalen Brunson has been especially bad defensively this year. I think this might be some of his worst defense he's played this year. Okay, you know what? Fine. At least he's giving me what he's always given me. At least the efficiency is always there. We know he could be a bad defensive player, but at least he's bringing it offensively the way he normally does. He is the captain of the team. He needs to step up. Jalen Brunson, if he wants to turn this team around, he can't just yell at everybody on the bench. I was there in the Garden. I saw it. I was watching very keenly every time out. Jalen Brunson was yelling at his teammates. What are we doing out there? We're just not playing hard. Jalen Brunson did not open up the game playing well against the Dallas Mavericks, both offensively and defensively. The Mavericks intentionally involved him onto every play and tortured him defensively. They went right at him, right through his chest, and Najee Marshall knocked down floater after floater over him, including Josh Hart. Listen, he's just getting back from the injury. All right, fine. I don't care. If you want to be a leader of the team, this is the largest test Jalen Brunson has had to face as the captain of the New York Knicks. Let's see how he navigates it, because this is a sink or swim kind of proposition. If everything falls apart, Jalen Brunson probably doesn't have a ton of time remaining on this team. And I'm not saying this year, I'm not even saying next year. I'm just saying we might go from Jalen Brunson's retiring as a New York Knick to when his contract is over, there's going to be some really iffy discussions about what we do with him moving forward. But honestly, I don't have too much to say about Jalen Brunson because, again, for the most part, kind of just does what he does. He is the captain of the team. He is the best player on the team. But if you want to make a difference as the captain, you can't just lead vocally. You can't just preach it. You have to go out there and be better. He needs to be better defensively. He needs to be fully bought in the offense. He needs to point guys out. You need to run the plays correctly, guys. I'm going to set us up. I'm going to get moving off ball. We need to run this properly. He needs to be on the side of the coaching staff, even if the coaching staff's not on the side of the players. But Eric said can't lose tonight, period. No, we cannot, brother. No, we cannot. Rose Pierre, what's poppin', my guy? Susan, what's up, Susan? Say my username. What's up, say? Let's get to Karl-Anthony Towns, the scapegoat of the New York Knicks right now. Everything wrong with the Knicks apparently is Karl-Anthony Towns' fault. Let me tell you something. I was at the Mavericks game. The game, they were already down like 28-something points. This is the second half of the game I'm talking about. I got a feeling, a sense of Karl-Anthony Towns just said, F this. I'm doing me. I don't care what the offense is. Give me the ball. I'm going to try and make something happen because it doesn't seem like anybody else on this court wants to try and make something happen outside of Mitchell Robinson. We'll get the big Mitch. Right? I think the frustrations are boiling over. We just talked about with Mike Brown how there is obviously a huge disconnect, a schism maybe even between Towns and Mike Brown. And if that is the case, both of the guys might be on their way out, but it might start with Karl-Anthony Towns. Here's the thing. He ain't moving in this deadline. I probably would put it at like a 5% chance I think he's traded. There's no way this front office, which is a very smart front office, whether we totally agree with their moves or not, and they are not far from blameless either. Trust me, I just don't think it's prudent to talk about that right now, considering that there's nothing we can do with any front office changes that'll help them win basketball games now. So, Karl-Anthony Towns has been bad defensively. He's also had his worst offensive season since his rookie year. He is just not playing well. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it does not feel like he gets the sense that anybody's on his side. Like we talked about with the coaching staff. It is very obvious that Karl-Anthony Towns is an emotional basketball player. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. I could tell you exactly how Karl-Anthony Towns is feeling at any moment of the basketball game because his face and his body language will tell us. If you have that kind of player, you need to back him up. Tom Thibodeau understood this. Mike Brown clearly has not. We need to be utilizing Karl-Anthony Towns, not schematically I'm talking about, but we need to be utilizing Karl-Anthony Towns in terms of how we prioritize him, how we talk about him, how we back him up in a different way. If they plan on keeping him. That is obviously the elephant in the room with Towns. I don't think he's going anywhere. So I have no choice but to defend Big Cat. We need cities to come out of this at some point this year. I need him to break out of whatever funk he's in because it's looking like it's not much of a funk. This is not good enough. This is not good enough. This is the worst shooting splits he's had since his rookie year. He has not flat out been good enough. Whether something's going on in the background or not, you cannot give this level of production and expect the organization to not look at you sideways and look at some point we got to move on. This team's looking to win a championship. The owner of the team, 2.5, 3-ish weeks ago, was on the radio show talking about how we need to be in the finals this year. And you are out there shooting this. It's not good enough. Again, with everything that's going on in the background, you can't go out and then give this level of production. You can't have distractions off the court and also be bad on the court. It can't happen. You will no longer be wearing a New York Knicks jersey for very long if you continue to do this. I don't think he's been as bad as people have put it out to be. Again, people are scapegoating him for a reason because it's easier with him because he wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's supposed to be the second best player on the team, and he just flat out has not been. But a guy who I think we're not talking enough about is OG Anunoby. I understand he's got a lot on his shoulders. I've said this multiple times, but it's not just him. It's also Mr. 5 first-round picks, Mikal Bridges. Both of these guys are supposed to help shore up the defense. Boy, oh boy, these last 2 weeks in particular, have they just been absolutely horrendous, guys. They have been bad. Nobody gives a damn that OG Anunoby is defending them anymore. He, at one point this season, and for the entirety of his career so far, has been the type of defensive player where it's like, okay, we're going to stage his man on the opposite end of the court, and we're going to run offense on this side of the court so we don't have to deal with him. Mikal Bridges, to start the year, was averaging 2 steals and a block, and it has been a precipitous fall in his defensive activity this season. Both of these guys have not stepped up to the plate in the absence of key role players, and when injuries hit the team, neither of these guys stepped up in a way that could help uplift the organization and the team. Mark said Mikal is allergic to contact. There is no way that Mikal Bridges can play 30-some-odd games this year and shoot 1 free throw every 10 games or so. He is very clearly playing as if his consecutive games played streak is more important than actually winning basketball games. He is allergic to contact because he does not want to go into the paint and pick up an injury. He is continuously settling for fall-away jumpers, contested fall-away jumpers. He's not even creating separation. He's not even stepping back. He is simply just rising and falling away and barely getting the shot off. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm done pretending as if Mikal Bridges, that's a shot that he's working on because it's going to help us in the playoffs. No, brother, that's a shot you're working on because you don't want to get injured, because your games played streak is far more important to you than actually winning these basketball games. Go to the basket, draw a foul, hit a pump fake. It's not good enough. And I feel like I'm breezing past OG Anunoby here because it's more important what OG's been doing. It's more important the fact that he should be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, and he has just been flat out embarrassing defensively. Teams don't care that role players do not care that OG Anunoby's guarding him right now. There is no defensive chemistry or offensive chemistry with OG Anunoby doing anything. Also, the three-point shooting in the offense has fallen off a cliff here. He was averaging 18 a game to start the year for about the first 15 or so games. And since then, it has continuously dropped and dropped and dropped, and 1 out of every maybe 5 or 6 games, OG Anunoby would decide to show up and give us a 20-point outing. But for the most part, he's given us 8, 10, 12 points a game. He's now shooting about 35% from 3. He just can't seemingly buy a basket, and for whatever reason, whether he's 100% healthy or he's tired or whatever the case, you just need to flat out be better. And this is the case for everybody we've talked about so far. Brunson, you gotta be better. You need to lead by example. You can't just tell the players to be better. You have to go out and actually prove it yourself. Same with Karl-Anthony Towns, same with Anunoby, and especially with Mikal Bridges, who at this point, it's like, are you kidding me with the way you've been playing? Just absolutely invisible out there. We get to Josh Hart, who's just coming back from the injury. I can't even harp on Josh Hart too much here because, again, he's rushing back from the injury here. He rushed back from the first ankle sprain because they weren't playing well, played a couple of games, missed another couple of games because of the ankle swelled up again and he was experiencing soreness, and then rushed back again because the team still couldn't pull themselves out of whatever energy miasma they're in. You are relying solely on a guy on one leg right now to bring you energy and effort. That is flat out embarrassing. That's embarrassing that you are relying on a 30-year-old Josh Hart on one leg right now because you can't allow him to heal his injury and ready same die. Appreciate you ready for the membership. Appreciate you, big dog. Hope you're enjoying the rant so far. Larry Adams, up Larry. D Grant, appreciate y'all. It's flat out embarrassing that they forced this man to rush back from his injury in order to play. He was very clearly not 100%. Could not move properly, could not elevate properly, could not explode the way he normally would to the ball. Got pieced up by Najee Marshall in that game, just continuously drove to the basket on him as he picked up 5 fouls on his way to the bench. I can't give too much blame to Josh Hart here. We know what he's capable of, we know what he provides to the team. He's just not healthy either, and he's rushing back because these other fools, namely OG and Mikal, can't provide the type of energy that the team needs, even though they should, even though he's 3-4 inches shorter than those guys. One of the few players on the team playing with real toughness. We get the Deuce McBride. I don't have too many negative things to say about Deuce. He's coming off the bench. I think he should be in the starting lineup. I think we should lean into our offense in the starting lineup between Brunson, McBride, Bridges, Anunoby, and Towns, and then we go to the bench and we start leaning into our defense and rebounding between Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson. But what do I know? What do I know? Mike Brown, try something new, brother. Take Josh Hart back at the starting lineup, not because he's playing poorly, but because he's not 100% to begin with. Mitchell Robinson. I have nothing negative to say about Big Mitch. The only guy who actually showed up against the Dallas Mavericks. Incredible performance. I'll tell you right now, I was in the building. It was electric when Mitchell Robinson came into the game. It was electric. He had 2 trips down the court where he picked up 4 total rebounds, a block, and 2 putbacks. It was electric when he got into the game. He actually cares. One of the few guys, again, like Josh Hart, like Deuce McBride, who actually plays with a level of toughness every night. Brings it every night. I don't have anything negative to say about Big Mitch right now. We have negative things we can talk about Big Mitch, but compared to the rest of the team, he got to pass for now. I'm not gonna slander his name. I'm not gonna do it. Landry Shamit's just coming back from the shoulder injury. The fact that we have to rely on Landry Shamet again, like Josh Hart, for energy and effort is an embarrassment to Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. The fact that those guys can't bring the energy and effort and we have to rely on bench guys coming back from injury like Landry Shamet and Josh Hart to provide energy and effort to this team and excitement to this team is an embarrassment to the starters. Jordan Clarkson, he's a roller coaster. I have no expectations for Jordan Clarkson. He didn't play well against Dallas. He's not been playing well as of late. If there's anything about Jordan Clarkson, give Karl-Anthony Towns the ball. He recently came out in the post-game press conference, talked about how, don't disrespect, the way the question was phrased was kind of disrespectful to last year's bench players. Karl-Anthony Towns was like, don't be disrespectful to last year's bench players. They were great. Name dropped Campaign. And when you look at the numbers, Campaign prioritized and did a great job of getting the ball to Karl-Anthony Towns, something that Jordan Clarkson very clearly struggles with because we know when he comes to the game, he's letting it fly. But it's clearly not helping out the rest of the team. When he's got it going, is it nice? It's nice. He can win you a basketball game. He's won the Knicks a couple of basketball games this year with his output off the bench. Is it helping anybody else? No, it is not. At some point, cut your losses, give his minutes to Kolek, try to trade for another backup guard, see what you can do from there. He does not fit the ethos of this team of good ball movement right now. Gershon Yabusele's on his way out the door. Rumors flying abound, and the Knicks are talking to multiple teams about trade packages. They're not going to get anything back for Yabusele. I'm hoping maybe they can get a player back, and if so, hopefully he could be a part of the rotation at some point because this Yabusele thing has been an absolute disaster. Tyler Kolek, since the Christmas Day game, has fallen off a cliff. He has not been good, both offensively or defensively, not helping the team win basketball games. That's it. That's it. That's all I got to say for these guys right now. You guys can put your comments in the chat. I know I haven't read any of the comments out. I just had to get my feelings out there. I had to get my feelings out there first, and now we can have conversations about it. Now I can address the chat. I can go through it. We can all talk about it now. I apologize. I've seen the chat. Scroll down. Appreciate you guys so much. Mark, appreciate you. The very, very generous. Back for a member. 15 months, Mark. My goodness. I believe you're the oldest member of the channel, brother. I was looking at it the other day. Appreciate you, Mark. Said, rub the Timberlands, rocking the cat jersey. Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I used up all of our pregame time to talk fully about our New York Knicks and the problem I personally have with them right now and what I've seen. Didn't even cover the Brooklyn Nets, nor do we have to. The only guy we really have to cover is Michael Porter Jr. If they can stop Michael Porter Jr., they should be able to blow out the Nets. But, of course, I have no faith in that they'll be able to do so tonight. Not with what the performances they have. I have hope, but I don't have faith. Jay Gardner, Isaiah Gardner, JA3, what's up, Jay? Dom Anthony, Susan, of course, Dope Genetics, appreciate you. Jay Hammer, Reddy, what's up, Reddy? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Joseph, Jay Hammer, Big Rud. Let's get to the, I don't even have the game up right now because I knew I was likely going to use up the whole 30 minutes It's really been 35 minutes of ranting here. I knew it. Let's get the game up. Let's do it. Angela Harding, what's up, Angela? Anthony said, I think I'm older than Mark. No, I checked it. Mark is the oldest channel member. 15 months, over a year. The next channel member was 14 months. Or 13 at the time I checked it. Mark was 14, the other person was 13. Jay Hammer said, I would keep OG and Mitch. I don't think the Knicks have to make a huge trade. I think they need to buckle down, air out their grievances, and figure out what the heck they need to do. Susan with a very generous membership again. Appreciate you, Susan. So listen to Sheffy and get it together. They absolutely need to get it together. They absolutely need to get it together. It's also like 1,000 degrees in here. Make sure my heater doesn't turn back on. There we go. All right, we got the game on. We are about 4 or 5 minutes away from tip-off. We are watching on the Gotham Sports app today, so we will be behind as usual. There's nothing I can do about it. The only way I could watch it is through the Gotham Sports app. I apologize, but we will have a late stream in the sense that I will probably be behind by like 30 seconds because the Gotham Sports app is terrible. Reddy said, you need Gatorade. I should have probably grabbed a Gatorade or something for sure. Roy Valentino said, do you think the rest of the team figured out Kolek? Like the rest of the NBA figured out Kolek? Naughty Ghost, what's up, Naughty Ghost? For some reason, I was unsubscribed, only been subscribed since like November or December before that. I appreciate you, Naughty Ghost. I appreciate you, guy. Do I think the rest of the league figured out Kolek? I think he was a surprise. Nobody really knew what to expect. He played extremely well and confident, and since then, Mike Brown, again, this is something that I've had an issue with him these past couple of weeks specifically, but he has just not really locked down a ready, steady rotation. Right now that the team is fully healthy, we expect what the rotation is going to be, but ready, same. Appreciate you with a very generous super chat, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for that. Hold on, I got you, brother. I got you. You didn't even put anything in the super chat, man. Thank you. I should be able to fire this back up, right? There we go. Why is it not coming up? The alert box is not coming. That's because it updated earlier. All right, let's do this. I appreciate you, Reddy, though. I appreciate you, brother. The alerts are not coming up. The Wilson said, need Porter for three-pointers. I hope my guy can make a basket today. Reddy said, I gifted a membership and don't see it. Ooh. I mean, you became a member, brother. Maybe it went through as like that it gave it to you. The membership went through to you, brother. Streamlabs is where it's at. Also, why is that not available? Why is that open up there? Jay Hammer said, Cam Thomas 44 soon? Absolutely not, brother. Absolutely not. The Knicks need to pull themselves together today. They are at home. They're playing the lowly Brooklyn Nets, little brother across the road. If they have a close game tonight, if they don't approach this game as if it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals, they should absolutely blow this team out. Normally, I'll say a win is a win is a win. Great, let's build on it. And for the most part, that'll still be true. But if you don't come out and make a statement, so the rest of the NBA world is like, listen, we've been going through a funk, but we're out of it, man. We're getting out of it. So Fleas, what's up, Fleas? Said, how do you gift? I think Mark said it. Mark, yeah, it has to be done through a browser, either on your phone or a desktop. If you're using the YouTube app, you won't be able to do it through that, I believe. Naughty Ghost said, also your 100% point with the coaches' technical fouls, JB Biggerstaff be getting technicals left and right, and he got given president of the NBCA. I mean, it's nothing personal to the officials. It's just simply being on the side of your team. That's it. That's it. Suns Gen, what's up, Suns Gen? How about Yabu for Nick Richards? In a heartbeat, Suns Gen. In a heartbeat. I know Nick Richards has not been good for the Suns whatsoever. I get that. But in a heartbeat, Suns Gen. Get Yabu off my team. And I know the Suns are like, get Nick Richards off my team. I don't think Yabu is helping the Suns. I don't think Nick Richards is helping the Knicks all that much. Although I think Nick Richards might be a little bit more useful to the Knicks than Yabusele might be to the Suns. But in a heartbeat, Suns Gen. In a heartbeat. We are at the point of just get him off the team, right? Which I'm sure the Suns are also at the point with Nick Richards of just get him off the team. And I know you guys have a center glut anyway, so you kind of just want to start removing some of those guys. But in a heartbeat. Reddy, there's the gifted membership. Appreciate you, Reddy. My goodness, brother. Thank you for that. That came up. That's different. That's not what it's supposed to look like, but there's something. There we go. Now they're going to start popping. All right. Here we go. Does that mean my boy ready? No, I guess not. I guess it's not going to work that way. But Naughty Ghost got gifted a membership. Appreciate you, Reddy. Appreciate you. Rog D Guy, what's up, Rog? Ready to turn this thing around and get another great roll? Hopefully. Same starting five for the New York Knicks. Drake Powell, rookie. Igor Demon, rookie. Michael Porter Jr., maybe possible All-Star. Noah Clowney and Nick Claxton round out the starting five for the Brooklyn Nets. The Knicks should treat this as if it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals and blow these guys away. Star Blessed, Brittany, what's up, Brittany? It's Brittany. See, I remember Star Blessed was Brittany. What's up, Brittany? I remembered, see? Not always going to remember, but I remember. I'm going to try and commit it to memory. All right, here we go. Not the box score, the Gamecast. The Gamecast. Jay said, roster was built for Tibbs' style. The adjustment has been way too much for some reason. I don't think the roster was built for Tibbs' style, and I think that was a major issue with this team last year, was that it was not built for Tibbs' style. Tibbs is obviously, we know, a defensive-first coach who has a very rudimentary offense. Not bad, but very rudimentary, very simple. And I think they wanted a more complex offensive system to take advantage of the higher offensive talent that they have. Not as good of a defensive team. And it just has not come together. Here we go. The Knicks win the tip. They get over to Towns. They spring it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart on the left wing. Get it over to Towns. Towns, up top, high post, leaves it off of Brunson. Down the lane, leans in, puts up the little fall-away jumper. Got it to go. Okay, that's a good way to start. Assist from Towns to Brunson. Okay. Here comes Drake Powell bringing it down. He's actually been really solid for the Brooklyn Nets this year, along with Igor Jemin. Powell coming to his right. They kick it up top to Jemin, who's been firing away from three as of late, and he continues that trend, knocks that one down right there. Brunson gets it over to Anunoby. He's going to bring it down. And I like Brunson just getting off the ball. Anunoby bring it down. Bridges bringing it down. Anunoby coming to his right to get over to Bridges. Bridges attacking to his left to get over to Towns. Towns on the left wing. Hesitates against Clowney. Attacking to his left now. Hands it off to Brunson. Coming down to his right in the lane. Tries to put up the floater. Gets blocked by Claxton. See, that's the situation right there where Brunson got to give it up back out to Towns. They get over to Porter Jr. They run him off the line. Josh Hart is up guarding him. He pops from the mid-range off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart with the rebound. And now here come the Knicks. Hit ahead to Bridges. Bridges bringing it down left side of the court. Still 2-3. Bridges up top. Attacking to his right. Down the lane, leaves it off for Anunoby. Anunoby in the paint. They kick it out to Josh Hart. They spring it over to Brunson. Brunson, cross-court pass. Bridges attacks across the baseline. Low pull-up jumper. Got it to go. And it's 3-4. All right. Okay. TM, what's up, TM? Move your hat and let some of that stream out, bro. That steam out. No, brother, no. Absolutely not, brother. Absolutely not. We got to keep it in. We got to keep the steam in. And then they knock down another three. Igor Jemin with another three there. Brunson bringing it down the other way. He has it up top. Gets it over to Bridges. Bridges attacking to his left. Down the lane. Along the baseline. Knocked the ball out of his hands, but it looked like he just lost it. Knicks catch a break there. Ball will remain with New York. They get it into Josh Hart. Josh Hart gets it up top to Brunson. Going to fire the straightaway three off the town screen. Way off. Brunson signaling that he got fouled. No foul call. Here comes Claxton pushing it the other way against Towns. Leans into him, puts it up. Can't get it to go. Good defense from Karl-Anthony Towns. Josh Hart with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Josh Hart up top. They get it over to Towns. Catches it on the run. Just going to put his head down, attack, throws up the floater, draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. There you go. There you go, Big Cat. Way to feed the big man, Josh. Way to feed the big man. I want to see us feed the big man. That's a 2 for 2 from 3. I literally looked down to read the chat for 2 seconds, and next thing I look up, Igor Jemin's knocking down yet another 3. Mr. Nixon, what's up, Mr. Nixon? Tom Anthony said Knicks give everyone 3s. They do. They do. AP, what's up, AP? Battle New York, who will win tonight? The blue team or the black? Well, the Knicks refuse to wear their blue jerseys, so they're in white again. I feel like they've worn white 3 weeks in a row now. Wear your blue jerseys, guys. Wear your blue jerseys. I don't understand. We just have to simplify things again. White's for home, blues for away. Just simplify it. Just simplify the jersey thing. Stop wearing white jerseys on the road. I don't like it. Joe said, I want more from Cat. I think Cat wants more from Cat. I think everybody's on your side, Joseph. Towns does knock down both free throws. Claxton has it up top being guarded by Towns. Is that another gifted membership? Or no, that's the repeat. That's the one I just sent out. Or did Reddy give another gifted membership? He gifted another membership. This one goes to Sons Gen. Appreciate you, Reddy. Another one. That's 3 today. MPJ with the 3. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart yet another rebound. Here comes Josh Hart bringing it down the other way. We're tied at 6 to get over to Towns. Catches, pump fakes again. Hands it off to Brunson. Coming to his right to swing it over to Josh. Josh has it up top. They lob it down low to Towns. 1-1 against Porter Jr. Leans in, and he gets the finish. Okay. It feels like they're obviously trying to get Karl-Anthony Towns a little bit more often here. It's 8-6. The Nets have knocked down 2 threes. Jemin fires another one, in and out, and that one stays out. Good box out and rebound from Karl-Anthony Towns. Quick outlet to Josh Hart. Josh Hart down low to Anunoby. Spins towards the baseline, goes up, reverse layup. Can't get the layup to go, but he does draw the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. AB said, I watched the Nets. The team is not bad, like paper says. It is. They're not going to take this line down. Knicks got to come out tonight. The Nets are competing for your business. I mean, if there's any night the Brooklyn Nets want to win a basketball game, it's tonight. You know? I think for the rest of the year, they would very much like to lose. If there's any night they absolutely want to win the basketball game, it's tonight. As Anunoby misses the first free throw. Come on, OG. He does knock down the second one at least. 9-6. And now here comes Drake Powell, bringing it down the other way. Powell has it up top. They get over to Porter Jr. Swing it over to Claxton. Claxton fakes the handoff, hands it off to Porter Jr. Coming to his left, Josh Hart chasing. Down the lane, stop, leans in, puts up the floater, can't get it to go. Josh Hart battles for another rebound. Body's hitting the floor all over. Josh Hart shot out of a cannon, bringing it down. Euro steps down the lane, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds. Josh Hart wants the foul call. Doesn't get one. Anthony Jean said, good start from Cat. Good start by the team getting the ball to Cat and for Cat to finishing his plays. Absolutely. Joe said, even if the Knicks win, it's still a win. Towns fires a 3. There you go, Big Cat. Getting in on the action, everything going down for Karl-Anthony Towns. I need him to just lock in right now with all of the outside noise and everything. I need him to just lock in and be like, y'all must forget who I am. I need that attitude from him right now. Porter Jr. fires a 3 over Brunson. He comes up short. Bridges chases down the rebound. We're bringing it down the other way. Cross-court pass to Josh Hart. Josh Hart has been the leader right now as he drives it down here, lays it up, gets blocked off the backboard, and it's a late call, but they do give him the goaltend. And now it is 14-6, an 8-point lead for New York. Outside of the 2 Jemin threes, the Brooklyn Nets have not knocked down any shots, which is nice to see. 6-14 now, under 8 to go. Claxton has it up top, hands it off to Clowney. And then they call a foul on OG Anunoby. Little mini push. Little mini pushes on Claxton there as he was battling around the screen. Bruce Fowler said Cat needs to be consistent. He does. He does. If you want to know my full opinions, watch the pregame. I gave the full rant on every important player the Knicks have. Claxton has it up top. They get it out to Clowney. Clowney attacking to his right on Anunoby, trying to bully his way to the basket. Flips it up with the right hand, can't get it to go. More good defense. Brunson comes flying in for the rebound. I like everybody getting in on the rebounding action. Brunson crosses over, down the lane, hesitates, goes under the basket with the Nash dribble, pulls it out. They get it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart back to Brunson. Now Brunson's going to isolate against Claxton here, crosses over, step back, mid-range jumper, and Brunson gets it to go. And the Knicks up by 10 early. Absolutely love to see that. Igor Jemin bringing it down. Over to Claxton, back to Jemin on the handoff, driving it down, mid-range floater. High arcing floater, can't get it to go. It's a loose ball. Diving for it. Porter Jr. picks it up, knocked out of his hands. And everybody battling for it. Anunoby ends up with it. Now here comes Josh Hart, shot out of a cannon. They get over to Bridges. Bridges driving it down to kick it out to Hart. Hart over to Brunson. Brunson hesitates, jab step, driving it down to his right. And he gets fouled going to the basket. And we get a full timeout here from the New York Knicks. We're going to be able to catch our breath. We're up by 10, and Brunson's going to the foul line for 2. Good start for the Knicks. We've seen them have good starts before. I need them to continue this for a 48-minute game and blow them out of the water. Absolutely what I need. Raymond said OG's been missing free throws lately. He's been missing everything, Raymond. He's been missing everything. Dog catcher. What's up, dog catcher? Knicks back like a heart attack. I mean, listen, we're what are we? 5 minutes into a basketball game? Cool. We watched them come out and play awesome to start the game against the Golden State Warriors, and then they gave that game away. So I will celebrate with 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter when they're up by 25. That's the only time you'll see me celebrate tonight. Take control of this game. Keep control of this game. Allow the fans to have fun watching basketball again, and we'll keep it going from there. Consistency needs to be built. Trust needs to be earned back by the fan base. We're not just going to give it back to you even if you beat up on the Brooklyn Nets tonight. The schedule eases up here. You have a tough game against Philadelphia coming up. You're going to have 2 days off after tonight. Blow this team out. Play it as if it's Game 7. Nothing easy. Maybe said our problem is defense. Our problem's always been defense, brother. But when the problem is defense and offense, baby steps. Fix one thing at a time. Nick Yak said leave Cat in until he cools off. Not a bad idea. Maybe change up the rotations for a short period of time here just to make sure everybody is feeling good. Bruce, OG's missing everything. He is missing everything. He's missing free throws. He's missing threes. He's missing layups. He's missing middies. Nothing's going down for OG as of late. Jay said a blow would certainly calm the nerves for at least a day. I mean, at least 2 days, because the Knicks will have 2 days off after today before they go out and take on the Philadelphia 76ers at Philly. A game in which, might be just as important as tonight. Cross Signal said we were injured, now we're healthy. They were healthy the other night against the Dallas Mavericks, and they were down 30 points at halftime. Just that said Josh 4 bounds already. Absolutely. Absolutely. The only person that has scored is Igor Jemin. He's knocked down 2 threes to start the game. That's it. That's it. Everybody for the Knicks has scored so far. Anunoby split the free throws. He's got 1. Towns with 7. Josh Hart with 2. Bridges with 2. Brunson with 5. Isaiah Garner said Brown needs to keep it at 9 rotations until someone gets injured. He ran a 9-man rotation against Dallas. Yeah, I agree with you. The 9-man rotation is absolutely the way he needs to roll. But you just need players who are going to play well. That's it. Point blank simple. Players who are playing well just need to play. Whether that's McBride or Robinson, I don't care who you have to take out. I don't care if we have to run Brunson, McBride, Hart, Towns, and Robinson as a lineup. Don't care if that's the lineup we have to go to, then that's the lineup we have to go to. Brunson at the foul line knocks down the first one. Got another one coming. Buzzer Beater said beating a bad team is not just showing up. You have to take them as seriously as a good team because you're taking advantage of their lack of talent. The Knicks need a blowout win today. I normally don't say that. They need a blowout win today. Good start, going up by 12 points here. Under 7 to go. Clowney bringing it down, hands it off to Jemin. They get it over to Claxton. Claxton up top. They get back to MPJ, a straightaway three over Anunoby. Got it to go for MPJ, his first made basket of the night. Ends his 0 for 5 start. Brunson bringing it down the other way. He's being guarded by Drake Powell. Brunson lobs it over to Cat, hands it back off to Brunson, coming to his left in the mid-range, leaves it off to Towns. A bad pass from Brunson, but Towns was not ready for it. You got to catch that big dog. And now here comes Claxton bringing it down the other way against Bridges to the basket, easy layup. Give him a hard foul or something, Mikhail. Set a tone defensively. Set a tone. Don't just give him the easy layup, dude. Come on. Set a tone, man. Take the foul. Take the foul. Josh Hart has it up top. They get it over to Bridges. They get it over to Towns. Left wing out by the three-point line. Fakes the handoff. Keeps it. Hits Josh Hart cutting back door. He flips it up with the right hand, and he gets it to go down. Beautiful pass from Towns. Great finish from Josh Hart. Jemin. They get it over to Claxton in the middle of the lane, and he gets fouled by Josh Hart. Josh Hart is out there playing like this is a playoff game. Towns is out there playing like this is a playoff game. Brunson's out there playing like it's a playoff game. I don't know what Anunoby and Bridges have yet to do tonight, but need them to step up for sure. Raymond said the Nets aren't that bad. They're pretty bad. They're feisty. They're for sure feisty. They're pretty bad. Yabusele subs in. Mitchell Robinson also subs in. Yabusele comes in for Anunoby. Robinson comes in for Towns. 5:30 to go. Jemin has it up top. They try to get it to Michael Porter Jr., and Robinson picks it up. Picks it off. And then he almost throws it away as Zaire Williams jumps the passing lane and knocks it out of bounds. Nolan Traore subs in for Igor Jemin here. Bible, what's up, Bible? Nets playing like it's opening night. It's just the Nets, brother. That's just how they play. Bridges, they have nothing to lose. Bridges attacking down the lane, throws up a floater, got it to go. He actually went towards the basket on that floater attempt instead of falling away with the jump shot. There you go, Mikhail. There you go. Traore bringing it down. He's being chased by Shamit. He has it up top, coming to his right off a screen from Claxton. Good defense from Shamit. They force a kick out. Zaire Williams fires a three, hits the side of the backboard, nowhere near the basket. Bridges gets it over to Shamit. Shamit over to Brunson. Brunson puts up the left wing three in transition. Can't get it to go. Mitchell Robinson dropped out from the Raptors with a two-handed putback. Okay, Big Mitch. Bounce pass to Claxton. He's being guarded by Robinson. He's going to take him off the bounce. Gets fouled by Mitchell Robinson, and he's going to go to the foul line for two. Okay, Hayes said Bridges chose to attack. Listen, he did settle for the floater and didn't lean in for the contact, but I'll take him actually going towards the basket than away from it. Roger G, what's up, Roger? Raymond said they can shoot the three ball well. Yeah, they're feisty. They play hard. They have some talent. Jemin has been a much better shooter this season than I think a lot of people thought. MPJ's having a career year, obviously. Drake Powell can knock down an open three. Clowney's been up and down. But they have some guys who can play some basketball out there. They're not bereft of talent, but they're not a good team. Claxton makes the first one. Got another one coming. Naughty Ghost said the Pacers keeping it close in Boston. We'll check it out. We'll go around the league at some point. Claxton knocks down both. Brunson bringing it down, being guarded full court by Zaire Williams. Brunson has it up top. Cam Thomas is subbed in, by the way. Bridges, jab step, pass fake, Shamit, driving to his right off the pass, kicks it out to Yabusele, left corner three, he's open. Too strong, can't get it to go. Long rebound, Robinson throws it off to Traore. No, they say Robinson was out of bounds when he touched it last. And the ball back to the Nets here, 24-13. Sean Krill, what's up, Sean? No Tatum? I would expect Tatum to not play. The Fleas with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, Fleas, man. Appreciate you. Very much so. He said, like the stream chat, let's go Knicks. Yes, sir, Fleas. Yes, sir. Appreciate your generosity, big dog. They get over to Cam Thomas. He's being guarded by Shamit. Thomas bringing it down, crosses over to his right, has it in the mid-range, driving it down, throws a lob up top to Day'Ron Sharpe, catches it, leans in, pump fake, goes up, gets the layup to go for Day'Ron Sharpe. I really like Day'Ron Sharpe, man. Day'Ron Sharpe is solid. I've said it all the time. It's in my player graphics when he comes up. He is one of my favorite underrated big men in the NBA. Nobody talks about him because he's on the lowly Brooklyn Nets. But Brunson gets into the lane, tries to put up a foul line jumper after crossing over on Zaire Williams, but he does a great job recovering, and he gets the block shot from behind, and then bullies his way to the basket against Bridges and Shaman, and he gets the layup and a timeout from the Knicks. The lead's been cut to 7. 3:37 to go. Sean, Albany, New York, Bleed Knicks. Love your show, bro. Appreciate you, Sean. Appreciate you, man. I really do. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. El Tigre, what's up, Tigre? Bruce Fowler said, we need his offense. From Stuff Genetics. What's Stuff Stack? Bridges is too unselfish. We need his offense. There's no reason he should not have a green light anytime Cap isn't on the floor. Yeah, I'm just shocked at now a season and a half in of the Mikal Bridges experience, how little he has any interest in initiating offense. He did it for a full season and a half when he was traded to Brooklyn. I get he wasn't all that great at it, but that does not mean he's not capable of doing it, especially against second units. If Brunson's off and we have Bridges on, Bridges can lead the second unit as the main ball handler and the main creator. Again, I understand he's not good at it, but if you put him in a position where he's not terrible at it, to do it against second units, he should be able to keep the water above flow, especially if I'm out there with somebody like Towns or something. So help also grease the wheels of the offense. The fact that he is not just comfortable, but just like almost demands it, that he gives the ball up and then goes stands in the corner. Brother, come get the ball. Demand the ball. Most teams are putting the weakest defender on Mikal Bridges because they're not even concerned about Mikal Bridges as a role guy, which is a horrendous position to be in right now. Marshall, what happened to OG's hands, though? Seems like they're made of jello on offense. Hands were never that great, but they definitely have gotten worse for some reason. You're right. Tony Medrano, what's up, Tony? I'm from Costa Rica. I'm a Knicks fan. In my opinion, you are the best. Appreciate you, Tony. Appreciate you, man. We're just hanging out talking about basketball, big dog. That's all we're doing. Not the best at anything. Yogeshwar, what's up, Yogeshwar? Amy Machu, what's up, Amy? Isaiah Gardner said Mikal is too soft on offense and defense. Yep, absolutely. That, I called it out previously earlier in the game where Claxton got out in transition and went to the basket against Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges did a flyby contest trying to get a rear block on him, like a mini chase down block on Claxton as he allowed him to go to the basket. Knock him out of the air, and not in a dirty way, but don't give him the layup. Wrap him. Don't give him anything easy. Makes no sense to me to allow that. Here we go. We're back into it, and some generosity flying around. Ready with another gifted membership. I appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you. Also, at Tigre with a very generous super chat, he said, we needed this one. Let's go. Yes, sir. Shaman along the baseline, kicks it out to a wide-open Brunson. There we go. And the captain knocks it down as well. Beautiful driving kick by Landry Shamet there. And we're a little over 3 minutes to go. McBride is in the game along with Brunson, Anunoby, Shamet, and Robinson. They get it out to Zaire Williams, being guarded by McBride, attacking to his left, hands it off to Cam Thomas. And Shamet gets into the way, knocks the ball loose on the handoff attempt. Brunson down the other way. Scoop lay with the left hand. Got it to go past Traore. Beautiful hesitation Euro step. Got that big old bobblehead moving. Knicks find themselves back up by 12, 29-17. They get it back to Cam Thomas. Wide open left wing three off the handoff. Can't get that three to go. Robinson with the rebound. That gets it out quickly to Jalen Brunson, bringing it down the other way. Brunson, a dribble pull-up three in transition. Too strong, can't get it to go. Not battle for the rebound. Rebound flies into the hands of Michael Porter Jr., who brings it down the other way. Picks up his handle, allows the Knicks to get back on defense. Zaire Williams has it up top, picks up his handle. They get over to Day'Ron Sharpe. Sharpe gets it out to MPJ, fires a straightaway three over McBride, comes up short. Good defense by the Knicks to not give Michael Porter Jr. any easy shots. Everything he's taken is contested. Can he make those? Absolutely. Brunson up top, and they call a foul on Zaire Williams, a little mini push, as Shamet was trying to come through and set a screen. Yogeshwar, do Warriors versus Mavericks tomorrow? We'll go through it. We'll go through it at halftime, see what we got on deck for tomorrow. Robinson has it up top, being guarded by Sharp, hands it off to McBride. McBride throws the lob up to Mitch. Mitch can't get the tip, but a late foul call is called on Danny Wolf, the rookie, is in the game. Going to send Mitchell Robinson to the foul line for 2 free throws. There you go, Big Mitch. Knock down your free throws now, please. Please knock them down. Stealth Genetic said, this should be a 3-quarter game for our starters. But knowing these Knicks, I'm with you, Stealth. I'm with you. Absolutely, I'm with you. Mitchell Robinson at the foul line. Misses the first one. It was right on line, but just a little long. Come on, Big Mitch. You know, I said the bar real low for you, Big Mitch. I said the bar real low. The lowest I'll ever set it. Give me 50% on the season, and you'll be all right in my book. Just that, the Wolf was born in 2004, which is crazy. Crazy. Even for somebody as young as me, 2004 is crazy. Being born in 2000s at all is kind of crazy. Robinson knocks down the second free throw at least. Thank you, Big Mitch. Needed it. Absolutely needed it. Here comes Traore bringing it down the other way. They get it over to Thomas, back to Traore, coming to his left, off a Sharp screen, stepping back, Shamet guarding him. Now coming to his right on the rescreen from Sharp. They get it to Day'Ron Sharp, catches, pump fake, attacking Robinson off the bounce, gets along the baseline, takes it out to Zaire Williams, coming to his right of a screen, tries to hit the pocket pass and knocked out of bounds by Robinson. Good defense from Mitchell Robinson. They lob it into Cam Thomas, just turns and fires, right corner falling out of bounds at the buzzer, and of course he got it to go. Those are the shots he hits. A ridiculous falling out of bounds, right corner 3 with Landry Shamet draped all over him. McBride crosses over to his left, step back, mid-range pull-up jumper, got it to go for deuce. Nice to see him back on track after a tumultuous shooting night against the Dallas Mavericks. Here comes Cam Thomas bringing it down the other way, coming to his left off the Sharp screen, stops, turns, spins, shovels it over to Day'Ron Sharp. Sharp has it up top, hands it off to Traore. Coming to his left of the screen. Hesitates from 3, now driving it down, puts up the floater, gets blocked by Mitchell Robinson. The ball's still loose. Sharp picks it up. They get it out to Thomas, crosses over, step back, 3 over Brunson. Too strong, can't get it to go. Robinson skying for the rebound, able to secure it over Sharp. And now Brunson will bring it down with some full court pressure by Zaire Williams. Brunson has it up top. Brunson gets it to Anunoby, high post, being guarded by Thomas. He's going to spin right off of him, gets caught in the lane to kick it out to Shamet, swings it out to Brunson. Brunson has it on the right wing, being guarded by Cam Thomas. Stop, turn, spin, in the lane, kicks it out. Shamet, an open 3, line me up. Landry Shamet from 3, baby. Makes up by 15. We need a dominant performance, 35-20. On the verge of a 40-point quarter, doesn't seem like they're going to get it, but Danny Wolf to the rim. Robinson with a big old block, quick outlet to Brunson. Brunson, putting his head down, attacking, takes a bump in the lane, kicks it out. Shamet, wide open 3. Another one for Landry Shamet. Give me 38 in the corner. Give me a steal, a run out, a layup. Give me our first 40-point quarter in however long. Knicks with an early 18-point lead. They needed this. Cam Thomas has it up top. Give me a stop. Give me an 18-point lead after 1. Give me a stop here. And a loose ball foul, off ball. Not a loose ball foul, an off ball foul by Jalen Brunson. Welcome back, Landry Shamet. I never restarted our timer. Never restarted our timer. We have 7 seconds left to go. They get it in the Sharp. Trying to get it to Cam Thomas. Good denial defense from Anunoby. There's the OG Anunoby we know and love. Thomas driving it down, leans in, trying to draw the foul. He flings it up at the basket. No foul called, and that'll be the end of the quarter. 20-38. Good defense from the Knicks. Good offense. Leads to an 18-point lead. It is the lowly Brooklyn Nets team. But you need to take advantage of nights like this. You need a get-right type of game. End the misery. End the miasma of whatever frustration and annoyance and funk and bad play has ever, whatever it is circling this team right now. Get rid of it. Tonight is the night to start the process of getting rid of it. Donald Moore Music, what's up, Don? I've seen this one before. I'm also going to lean into the fact that even though they're up 18 at the end of the quarter here, we have 36 minutes left of basketball. I want a 20-point lead for majority, if not the entirety of the rest of this game. Larry Adams said, good first quarter. Yeah, good first quarter. Solid, good. I'm not going to say great. It was a good first quarter. Yak said Mitch was awesome. Mitch has been awesome for a while now, which is why when he has to take a night off every now and again because of the injury management thing, I don't even care. I think if you care about that, you are caring about the wrong things. Lofty Hopote? What's up, Lofty? Do you think MPJ can score 18 points tonight? Sure, brother, sure. Jay Hammer. Thank you, Jay Hammer. The clock was way off, but we're good. We're good. The Fleet said, no way our Knicks lose this one. I don't even care about the win-loss. I need a get-right game, Fleece. I need a get-right game. I need them to play well. Self-Jack said, this is news. Cat leads the league in offensive fouls by far, but left the first without one foul. Yeah, good game. Good game so far. Love it. Larry said, I'm a big Mitch fan. Mitchell Robinson, you won't find her a big Mitch fan than me. I'm with you, brother. We're on the same wavelength here. Mitchell Robinson is by far, not even close, my favorite player on the team. I hope I never have to live in a world where Mitchell Robinson's not wearing a Knicks jersey. I need him to retire a Knick. I need that jersey up in the rafters. Which, by the way, if they win a championship, best believe Mitchell Robinson's jersey will be in the rafters. Bernard Johnson, what's up, Bernard? Let's get back to our winning ways. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jeff Brown said, do you think y'all trade for Cat? Do you think y'all trade for Cat because y'all need a star? Do we think we'll trade Cat for another guy, for another star? I don't think so, Jeff. I don't think there's a player you can trade Karl-Anthony Towns for that is a better player than Karl-Anthony Towns. I think that when you decide to trade Karl-Anthony Towns, which it seems like they will eventually make that decision, I think it'll be sort of a reset type of situation for the Knicks. All right, here we go. We're back into it. Start of the second quarter. Cam Thomas has it up top, being guarded by Shaman. Coming to his left off the screen, snaking it back to his right hand. Thomas gets it over to Traore, back to Thomas, being guarded by Towns on a switch. Hesitates, back into his right, takes a bump, puts up the floater, can't get it to go, and draws the foul on Karl-Anthony Towns. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Donna Moore Music said, Giannis, the Knicks cannot trade Karl-Anthony Towns for Giannis straight up, brother. It would be Karl-Anthony Towns and a couple of other pieces for Giannis, which at that point, again, they're stripping things down and trying to start something new. If they decide to trade for Giannis, they are taking themselves out of being a championship contender for at least a year. They would need another offseason cycle in order to replenish the depth on the team. Thomas knocks down both of his free throws. McBride bringing it down against Traore. McBride has it on the right wing. They're out there with McBride, Hart, and a loose ball found Danny Wolf. Little shove on Josh Hart. We're out there with McBride, Josh Hart, Karl-Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, and Landry Shamet. Nixon NYC, what's up, Nixon? Raymond said, to me, Mitch is better than Rodman. I don't know if I can get on board with that at all, but I actually think it's a little bit closer than some people might give it credence to. But Rodman is actually, I don't think it's that close. Rodman is better. Josh Hart, a straightaway 3. Got it to go over Danny Wolf. There you go, Big Josh. There you go. 19-point lead for the Knicks. I need a 20-plus point lead the remainder of the game. And I need you to extend this to somewhat around 30. This is what we need. This is what they should have did the other night when I was in the building. But I'll take it from here on out. Shamet jumps the passing lane on the handoff for Cam Thomas again. Bounce past Anunoby in the lane. 2-handed slam for OG Anunoby. And a timeout. And Mikal Bridges, Tyler Cola getting into the face of OG. Yes, sir. Bring the vibes back. There you go, Mikal Bridges. Be the vibes man. That is your role on the team, and you have not been fulfilling that role. Be the vibes man. Get them hyped up. Hype up your teammates. And here's Jalen Brunson helping coach up Karl-Anthony Towns on the bench, or at least pointing out things that he saw that maybe he should be doing differently. I don't know. Or just pointing something out. Either way, I love the communication between the two captains. Jay Hammer said, we'll trade Cat for Butler and see if we can actually get some defense on the floor. Addition by subtraction. There is no addition by subtraction with Karl-Anthony Towns. It is just subtraction. There is no addition you get by taking Karl-Anthony Towns off the floor. Mark said a get-right game. Absolutely, Mark. A get-right game for sure in its fullest form right now. 43-22. Wilson said there was a trade rumors on Cat for Jaren Jackson Jr. And Wells. Not sure how true. I'm sure it's something that's been discussed in some capacity. There's the report that the Knicks have kind of gauged the trade value of Karl-Anthony Towns, but that is something teams do pretty regularly. I don't think they're seriously considering trading Karl-Anthony Towns at the deadline here. But one of the names that would probably come up because they're similar in terms of contract would be Jaren Jackson Jr. for Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm just not a big Jaren Jackson Jr. fan. Same way I wasn't a big Karl-Anthony Towns fan. Jaren Jackson Jr. doesn't rebound, turns the ball over a lot, fouls a ton. So Fleas said Triple J is not the answer. I'm with you. Fleas. Mark said Butler is out for the year, isn't he? He is indeed out. Also, Jimmy Butler is 36 years old, or 35, or however old he is, and has not been that good of a defensive player for the past 4 or 5 years. But, you know, once you build up a reputation as a good defensive player, unless you're watching him on a night-to-night basis, people don't think that you're actually a good defensive player anymore. Or they never stop thinking that you're a good defensive player. Just that said, Butler is a coffee merchant. He always got his coffee business to fall back on, that's for sure. Somebody said, I agree with you as long as he's healthy. He's a great player. Towns? Is that what we're talking about? As long as he's healthy? Stuff said, Cat creates so much gravity. Absolutely. If he had his confidence, he's priceless. I'm with you, Stealth. I'm with you. I love the point you made right there. Now you see why A-Man used to hype him up every press conference and post-game and kept him giggling and cast up. Like I said, Karl-Anthony Towns definitely felt like that team had his back. I'm not sure he's felt that this year. I think he definitely felt that last year, like the team had their back. I don't feel like he's felt that this year, which is an issue. Tayron Sharp down the lane, gets the layup over Karl-Anthony Towns. Now here comes McBride. He's going to bring it down the other way. 24-43. McBride gets it over to Towns. He has it up top, being guarded by Sharp. Pass fake. No Jordan Clarkson, by the way, which I think is pretty noticeable. Shamet up top, coming to his left off the screen. Hits the pocket pass to Towns. A bad pass. Towns catches it, though, and sprays it out to Josh Hart. A great save by Towns on a bad pass from Shamet. McBride, one dribble, mid-range pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Good box out on Towns by the Nets. Now here comes Cam Thomas after chasing down the rebound. Thomas up top, coming to his left off the screen, snaking it back to his right hand, stops, leans in, step back, settles for the fall-away jumper over Hart, well contested, can't get it to go. Anunoby skies for the rebound. I like that everybody's getting in on the rebounding action here tonight. Absolutely necessary. Anunoby has it up top, gets double-teamed, ball knocked out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Knicks at least. Patrick Thomas, what's up, Pat? Personally, I see a little bit of Tibbs and Brown. Personally, I see a little bit of Tibbs and Brown. He seems to favor one player over another. Look at Yabusele. He's not better than Diawara, but because he shoots threes, but Diawara have more to his game. I agree with you. I like Diawara more than Yabusele. The issue is that Diawara does not shoot threes as Zaire Williams jumps the passing lane, gets the steal. Bad pass from Josh Hart there. And McBride quickly trying to push it the other way. Josh Hart driving it down, runs right into Zaire Williams. And they call a blocking foul on Zaire Williams. The Knicks catch a break there. Definitely catch a break there. No, they call the offensive foul. They call the charge on Josh Hart. Back-to-back turnovers for the Knicks. Chris Kahn, trade Robinson. Tonight is... These past 2 weeks is not the moment to be talking about trade Robinson when he's the only guy on the team playing halfway decently. Here comes Traore bringing it down against McBride. They get it over to Thomas. Thomas being guarded by Bridges, coming to his left. Great screen from Sharp, but Thomas slips and falls. Gets the ball out to Sharp. Sharp up top, dancing with it. Kicks it out to Traore. Traore coming to his left, off the Sharp screen. Loses the ball. Bridges picks it up. Quick outlet to McBride. McBride down the lane. Lefty layup. Can't get it to go, but does draw the foul on Traore. It's going to send him to the foul line for 2 free throws. 9 minutes to go. So Jay said Leon Rose has been overachieving and you guys are spoiled. Leon Rose has been overachieving and you guys are spoiled? I'm not sure what you mean by that, brother. Isaiah Garner said, Trade Robinson, the best offensive big in the league. Best offensive rebounding big in the league. Yeah, I know. I know, Isaiah Garner. I know. Raymond said, Patrick travels with the team. He needs to work on Cat's defense. There's just so much you can do. There's only so much you can do, brother. It's not just like you could just learn to be a better defender. He can absolutely learn to be better than where he is as McBride steps to the foul line and splits the free throws. We got to knock down the free throws, fellas. It's a feel thing. It's just something he just doesn't have innately, which is unfortunate. Danny Wolf has it up top, coming to his left. Hands it off to Cam Thomas, being guarded by Bridges. Now coming to his left off a Wolf screen. Takes his handle up to get it out to Wolf. Pump fakes, dancing with it. Steps back, three. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Long rebound, McBride chases it down, and now bringing it down the other way. McBride has it on the left wing. In and out dribble, coming to his right. We're out there with a double big lineup. McBride, Bridges, Hart, along with Robinson and Towns. Josh Hart gets it over to Robinson. Robinson has it up top. High post, kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart jab step, coming to his right. Hands it off to Cat. Cat on the right wing, being guarded by Zaire Williams. Jab step, coming to his left, putting his head down, attacking to the basket. Gets swallowed up and blocked. Loose ball. Here come the Nets. It's a 2-on-1. McBride, the lone defender, get over to Danny Wolf to the rim. Misses the layup. Good, great defense by Deuce McBride guarding two players. Shoves it out to McBride. McBride bringing it down. Pull up three in transition. Deuce McBride off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Bridges knocks the ball loose from Sharp. Towns picks it up. Has it in the post and gets fouled. We next. What's up, We next? I'm glad the Knicks are kicking some butt. Appreciate you, We next. Me too. Me too. Relic. What's up, Relic? Mark said Towns gets assaulted under the hoop. Yeah, if only his head coach would use a technical foul, pick up a technical foul, vouching for his players here. I'm not going to let it go until I see him pick up a technical foul this season. Chris Kahn said, your hoodie looks much like a Sacramento Kings. It's Knicks Gaming. This is the most casual Knicks hoodie I have. It's not even about the New York Knicks. It's about the Knicks Gaming team. Towns puts up the mid-range jumper, can't get it to go. Robinson, the offensive rebound. They swing it around. McBride swings it back to Towns. Towns, a left wing three. If this was what gets Karl-Anthony Towns back on track from three-point range, I will take it. We need Towns back on track from three, man. Absolutely need it. Here comes Traore bringing it down. He adds it up top, coming to his right. Josh Hart hedges out and switches onto him. Now he's coming to his left off a Claxton rescreen. Bounce past the Claxton down the lane to kick it out. Is that Sharp? Sharp is going to fire right corner three. He can't get it to go. Okay. Josh Hart bringing it down the other way. Hit ahead to Bridges. Bridges swings through, crosses over to his left, knocked out of his hands. He has it in the post now. Backing down Traore. Backing him down. Backing him down. Fall away baseline jumper. Can't get it to go. Claxton with the rebound. Here comes Claxton bringing it down the other way. Hands it off to Traore. Coming to his right off a screen, driving it down in the lane. They kick it out. Sharp, another right corner three. They're going to continuously give him that shot. Hit ahead to Josh Hart. Josh Hart bringing it down, leaves it off of Bridges. Bridges down the lane in the paint. They just leave him, so he's going to fire the midi, and he's going to rattle with it. Good patience from the Knicks. Bad defense from the Nets. They take advantage. They're up by 23 points. An absolute get-right game. Get this up to around 30 by halftime, and I think a lot of people will feel a little bit better about the Knicks. Again, it's against the lowly Nets. Not going to take too much out of it. It's just simply a get-right game. Play much better here. Durston, what's up, Durston? I just think Cat is in his own head too much as of late. Yeah, and like I said I agree with you, Durston, but also like I said in the pregame, there's a lot of extenuating factors on why he would be in his own head that I don't think the Knicks are benefiting him in any way. Mohammed Sadiq, Mohammed Sahid Koroma. What's up, Mohammed? Nice to see the Knicks playing well for a change. Absolutely, Mo. Absolutely. Gigi said, can Cat get traded to Boston already to satisfy these fans? Cat ain't going nowhere, brother. Cat ain't going nowhere. Just that's at 18 for 30 and 6 for 11 from 3. Solid start. Solid start. Good to see you too, Durston. Good to see you too, brother. Carl James, what's up, Carl? Always love your hoodie, Chef. Send me one, please. This one I found in the thrift store. I have no idea if this is even publicly available. No idea where it came from. No idea if it's still available to buy, if it was ever available. No idea. I found it in the thrift store. It said Knicks on it, so I picked it up. Doug Fresh, what's up, Doug? Finally, some real ball from the Knicks. Let's go, Knicks. Get back to winning. Let's play ball, Knicks. Absolutely. Absolutely. A get-right game. You're playing the lowly Nets. You should absolutely be taking advantage of this situation. Muhammad, what's up, Muhammad? Good to see you back. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Good to be back. Basketball Jones, what's up, Basketball Jones? Ark and Takao, what's up, Ark? Appreciate you. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Welcome, welcome. That's 3 turnovers also. Yeah, not turning the ball over, not just recklessly throwing it away. You know, this is not a good Brooklyn Nets team. So I'm not going to take anything away from the performances overall. Like, as long as they continue to play well like this and blow them out, all we will do is like, okay, cool, good first step. Now continue to build momentum off of it. Like I said, one game is not going to bring the confidence back to the fan base here. The Knicks, as a team, need to win the loyalty, not the loyalty, but the trust and the hope of the fans back. They need to earn that back. We're not just going to give it back to them because they blow out the Brooklyn Nets, who are not a good basketball team. The Flea said there's like a rebound relationship. The confidence is loading. Bruce said Mike Brown hugging the opposing player who tried to dislocate Cat's knee. Yeah, I'd feel a certain way, sort of way too. Yeah, I can't blame him for feeling a certain kind of way, for sure. And it's not just that. It's also the perpetually calling him out in post-game press conferences. Like, at some point, have my back, dude. Like, do you have my back or not? Like, call me out in privately. Stop calling me out in public, right? Clowney fires the 3 as he's back in. He can't get it to go. Bridges with the rebound. We are approaching the halfway point here. Bridges has it on the right wing up top to Brunson. Brunson being guarded by Drake Powell. And they get it out to Anunoby. And Anunoby was standing on the baseline. And it's out of bounds on the Knicks. That said, Cash should just punch Brown in the forehead. That's crazy. They can't get out to Drake Powell for a 3 over Brunson. Can't get it to go. I like the fact that the Knicks have not given them open looks. Right? At the very least, they've contested everything tonight. McBride fires up a left wing 3, and he finally loads one up. Thank you, Deuce McBride. Drake Powell has it up top, being guarded by Brunson. They get it over to Claxton. Claxton lobs it down low to nobody. It was a foul. They call the foul, holding on to Michael Porter Jr., who the pass was intended for. He said Deuce is feeling it, as he should, as he should. Knicks up by 26. It is a get-right game in its fullest right now. Go up by 30 here in the first half. They get it into Claxton. Hands it off to Porter Jr. Attacking to his left down the lane. Fall-away jumper over Bridges. Excellent defense. Made him double clutch it. Brunson comes flying in for the loose ball rebound, and he's bringing it down the other way. In and out dribble. Dance with it against Porter Jr. He's going to pull it all the way back out. Claxton switched on to him. Brunson swings it out to McBride. Back to Brunson. Brunson driving to his left, putting his head down. Stops, turns, spins, pivots. Fall-away jumper over Claxton. But they call Brunson with the travel. Drag to that pivot foot. Ball going to the other way. Bruce said we need 5 and 6 before I start to feel better again. I think they got to be better than 5 and 6 over the next course of these games. They got a pretty light schedule coming up. Just a couple of tough ones thrown in there as always, but they got a pretty light schedule. They need to take advantage of it to win back some of the ground they lost in the standings here. Powell up top to get it out to Claxton or to Clowney, driving it down against Anunoby, and he gets the layup off glass. Brunson bringing it down the other way against Powell. Brunson has it up top. Trying to get it to Bridges. They get it over to Robinson. Bridges on the handoff, attacking to the basket. Kicks it out to Brunson. Wide open right wing 3 for JB. Rattles it in halfway down, but Mitchell Robinson right there for the tip up and in. Mitchell Robinson continues to clean up any mistakes the Knicks make. The ultimate garbage man in the NBA. They hand it off to Igor Djemin. They kick it out to Clowney. Pump fakes. They kick it back to Djemin for a right wing 3 over McBride. Can't get it to go. Clowney, the offensive rebound over Anunoby. They swing it out to Powell. He's going to fire up a 3 over Brunson. Powell comes up short. McBride with the rebound. We're bringing it down the other way. Tries to throw the hit ahead to McBride, but gets knocked out of bounds by Porter Jr. 4:10 to go. Yeah, I said Mitch plus 21 in 10 minutes. He's incredible. Incredible. Zenith Becker Banks. What's up, Zenith? I'm going to feel better already. I'm just seeing this type of cohesion. Just seeing this type of cohesion. It is against the Nets. It is against the Nets, who are a bad basketball team. But it is a good sign. It is for sure a good sign. It's not even a close game right now. That's all I could ask for it to not even be a close game. A nice rousing ovation for Mitchell Robinson as he goes to the bench. And like I said, pretty notable, no Jordan Clarkson here tonight. Towns has it up top. They hit Brunson, cutting back door. They swing it out to Anunoby. They get it over to Bridges. Wide open left wing three. Beautiful ball movement. Bridges in and out, halfway down, but he can't get the three to stay. Here comes Jemin bringing it down the other way. He has it up top, spinning off of Anunoby, coming to his right off the screen. Stops in the middle of the lane. They try to get it to Michael Porter Jr., cutting down, and it goes right through his hands. A bullet pass from Jemin. Bad job from him. Too hot of a pass. Michael Porter Jr. also just kind of got to catch that, brother. It is a hot pass. Josh Hart has it up top. They get over to Towns. Towns up top, being guarded by Clowney. Towns picks up his handle, gets it over to Bridges on the handoff. Bridges coming to his right. Baseline pull-up jumper. I like Mikal Bridges being aggressive, looking for a shot. But again, everything is a fall-away pull-up jumper for him. Nothing to the basket. He's taking one shot going towards the basket, and that was a floater in which he was also avoiding contact. Porter Jr. has it on the left wing. They get it over to Clowney. Clowney, jab step, hands it off to Porter Jr., coming to his left, driving down along the baseline, tries to bully his way to the basket, and Towns knocks the ball loose. Great defense from Anthony Towns yet again here tonight. Brunson up top to get over to Josh Hart. He's going to hesitate, stop, turn, spin. Up top, Anthony Towns, pump fakes, driving it in on Porter Jr., putting his head down, attacking, and they call an offensive foul on Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't know about that call. I don't know where the offensive foul was there. They got to show me a replay. I got to see it again. Dennis Barnes, what's up, Dennis? This win don't feel good at all. Let me see the offensive foul. Yep. Using that hook again. Absolute offensive foul on Karl-Anthony Towns. That one wasn't as egregious. He didn't hook the arm completely, but he did have the hand up. He was making contact with Michael Porter Jr.'s off arm. That is obviously an offensive foul, brother. Stop doing that move. Drake Powell, a foul line pull-up jumper, and he splashes it. 54-30, 2:45 to go. Dennis said, this win don't feel good at all. They don't have the win yet, brother. A win is a win, but damn, we got to get right before the All-Star weekend. Absolutely. This is a nice first step as Bridges knocks down a three. Is a nice first step is how I'm seeing it, Dennis. But they have to start building momentum in order to win the full trust back of the fan base right now. Claxton to the rim. More good defense from Karl-Anthony Towns as Josh Hart comes flying in to pick up the rebound. They get over to Towns up top. Catches, pump fakes, driving to his left, going to the basket, and another offensive foul on Karl-Anthony Towns. Again, using the underarm hook. The same exact play. Mark said he hit the deck. He did hit the deck hard, but he's using the off arm. Stop using the off arm. Dude, all you have to do is hit him with a little chicken wing. They don't call this, but they'll call this as you underhand hook. Just hit him with a chicken wing to create the space. It makes no sense to me that you can get hit with the same offensive foul call and not change anything about the way you drive to the basket. It's crazy. Drake Powell to the rim. Can't get the layup over Robinson, but that's because there was a foul, and Mitchell Robinson would send him to the foul line for 2 free throws here. 2:05 to go. Call James to the Knicks stats. Drake Powell's at the foul line for 2. Who's out there right now? Brunson with 11, Robinson with 5, Bridges with 9, Hart with 7, Anunoby with only 3 points tonight. We'll go through the box scores at halftime as always. Knicks only leading by... No, they're leading by 27. Feels like 17. They're leading by 27. Howell knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. The Fleet said NBA leader in offensive fouls this season, y'all. Karl-Anthony Towns. Yep. I like Schuster. Like, he has no creativity or skill while driving to the basket or movement. Like, it's just horrendous. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Bruce Fowler said, Cal is talented, but just not coachable. I can't even disagree. I can't even disagree. You can't continue to get caught with the same offensive foul 10 years into your career and never adjust it. Brother, you have to adjust the way you drive to the basket. It's crazy. Anunoby driving to his left to the basket, lefty layup. Can't get it to go. Claxton with the rebound. He's bringing it down the other way. Claxton putting his head down, attacking Robinson off the bounce, flips it up with the right hand. Can't get it to go, but a foul on Robinson will send Claxton to the foul line for 2. Isaiah Gardner said, I agree because nobody can guard Cat in the post. I think people could guard Cat in the post. He could definitely get a shot off whenever he needs to get a shot off, but same thing. He doesn't do a good job of getting post positioning. We've talked about this. He just doesn't have strong enough legs or a strong enough core. Just doesn't. Needs to improve his core strength and his leg strength in order to get positioning down low. The Knicks could also run much better sets to get positioning down low. And again, I do think it's notable, no Jordan Clarkson in the rotation today. No Jordan Clarkson. Robinson subs out for Yabusele. They're going small with Yabu at the 5, as Nick Claxton misses both free throws. 25-point lead for the Knicks, 57-32, 1:30 to go here in the second quarter. Brunson has it on the right wing. In and out dribble, crosses over, down the lane against Powell, has him in the post, leaning in. And a foul before the shot. They say foul on the floor. So it's side out of bounds for the Knicks, and not in the penalty, not in the bonus. Starlight Music, what's up, Starlight? Man, the 2 fouls by Cat annoy the hell out of me. You should absolutely be annoyed by that, Starlight. I agree with you. It is incredibly annoying. Incredibly annoying. Brunson gets it in the bridges, hands it off to Brunson. Brunson being guarded by Jemin, coming to his left off a Yabusele screen. Brunson's going to dance with it up top. Being guarded by Claxton to get it out to Josh Hart. Back to Brunson, right wing 3 over Claxton. Brunson off the back rim, can't get it to go. Powell comes flying in for the rebound. 1:13 to go. Here comes Jemin. Coming to his right off a screen. Gets picked up. They swing it out to Powell, being guarded by Brunson. Driving to his right. They kick it out to Clowney. Clowney gets it out to Claxton. Claxton gets it over to Jemin. Catches. Pump fakes out to Marco Porter Jr. Left wing 3 over Josh Hart. Got it to go for MPJ. He was due for one. Down to a 22-point lead for the New York Knicks. Brunson on the left wing being guarded by Clowney. Jemin switches onto him. Brunson pulls it out. We're going to wind down as much time as we can. 45 seconds to go. Brunson up top. They bring a double team. They swing it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart inside the Yabusele. Yabusele in the post. Stop. Pump fake. Leans in. Off glass. Got it to go for Big Yabu. Okay, Big Yabu. Put in work then, big dog. Put in work. Here comes Igor Jemin. Hit ahead to MPJ. Down the lane. Takes a bump. Puts up the floater. Got it to go. End the foul. Bad defense for the Knicks there. MPJ, 6 quick points. The end of the quarter here. Relic said, true words, core and extensive strength would revolutionize his game. Yeah, I mean, you know, some people think like building strength is just about like arms and chest and back. Like, no, brother, your core and your legs, especially as a basketball player, need to be the strongest parts of your body. The reason why Kevin Durant never needed to add too much arm strength. Anunoby to the lane just misses a wide open scoop layup. Anunoby has been terrible offensively tonight yet again. Igor Jemin bringing it down. 10 seconds to go. In the corner to Powell. Pump fake. Step back 3 over Josh Hart. Can't get it to go. And a loose ball foul on the Nets with 3 seconds to go. As Brunson hit the floor. They're in the bonus, so free throws for Jalen Brunson. AP said, this is like when Superman disappeared, Superman 2. Where were these guys for 2 weeks? It is the Brooklyn Nets. The Knicks are playing decently well, but it's not like they're playing awesome. They scored 22 points in this quarter. You know, like hasn't been a great quarter for them. Also, the Nets have been excruciatingly bad. Thank you for your generosity, AP. But obviously, there are some things going on in the background that we are not fully privy to that have slowly been leaking out during this slump here. But, I mean, I don't think anybody's going anywhere anytime soon. Not anybody important. Brunson misses a free throw. Can y'all stop missing free throws as a team, man? Shamet comes in for Anunoby. AP said it was the Dallas Mavericks. You're not wrong about that, AP. You're not wrong about that. Right? It's just the Brooklyn Nets, but it was also just supposed to be the Dallas Mavericks. Bruce Fowler said Cat is reminiscent of Bill Cartwright. Not a bad comparison. Not a bad comparison. The modern day Bill Cartwright, obviously he's, instead of being like a mid-range assassin, he's more so spread his game out to the three-point line, but not bad. Not bad. Nixon said, "You have little face shirts coming soon." I just got to get that Sheffy out first, and then we can start thinking about alternative merch. Brunson does knock down the second free throw, giving them a 60-point first half, which is cool, but fine. Like, that's an average first half score you could get. Not too impressed with that. They scored 38 points in the first quarter and only a measly 22 points in the second. Like, just, where's the consistency, man? I need consistency from this team. They should be up 30 at halftime. Anthony said, "Who told OG he is the second coming of Bernard King?" Let's look at the box scores. Just jump right into the box scores. I don't even think it's that important we look at the team scores, but I guess we could. As far as the Nets go, MPJ with 9, Igor Gemin 6. He's hit the first 2 threes of the game. AP said, "If Cat is Bill Cartwright, I want the championship version of Bill Cartwright then." The comparison stops once we start reaching the other side of the court, the defensive side of the court. That's where the comparison stops. Alex Hughes said, "Now that was Knicks basketball." I mean, the score, they're up by 22 in the first half. I just don't think that was a great half of basketball. It was a fine, perfectly fine half of basketball. They were solid. They played their game, but I don't think that was a good half. I think it was fine. Scored 22 points in the second. Where are we? 22 points in the second. Like, that's fine. That's actually not fine. That's bad. The Nets only scored 18, but that's not because the Knicks locked it down defensively and were awesome defensively. They were fine defensively. The Nets just aren't a very good team, and they didn't make shots. And the Knicks did play some good defense and made it difficult on them, and they couldn't make shots. They couldn't make contested shots. But I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was anything great. I didn't think it was like a statement. We're back. We're angry. We're playing much better. I think it's a nice first step, but there are still some things out there that I see that I don't particularly love. That's it. I do think it's a good sign that even on a night where they're not playing their greatest of basketball, they're playing good basketball. It's a good first half, not a great first half. It's a good first half, and yet they're up by 22 points. So that's a good sign. It's a very good sign. Moran, what's up, Moran? Bernard Johnson said, "OG is nowhere near Bernard King." No, he is not. Bruce Fowler said, "The Villanova Knicks rule the locker room. The Villanova Knicks rule the locker room." Maybe I'm grasping at any. But anyway, some players might feel on the out. Do we have a bad locker room? I mean, every player on the team has been invited on their podcast. Towns, McBride, Kolek, Robinson. They've all been, I don't think it's Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson in one corner and everybody else on the other corner. I don't think it's that at all. I think that's just, they are friends, and so they hang out together. But they have very obviously made an effort to involve everybody else on the team in the things they do. When they have team outings, everybody's involved. I don't think that's a deal at all. I think you're grasping at straws there. Bruce said, "We're all thirsty for a win." Absolutely. Doug Fresh said, "Bridges need to shoot more," and OG. I think, let's look at it. Bridges took 7 shots in that half, the second most on the team. I don't think it's about taking more shots. I think it's about getting to the basket, collapsing the defense, maybe getting to the foul line. It's just the way he has played this year and the way he's played the last year and a half has just been bizarre. It's been a bizarre style of playing basketball for Mikal Bridges, man. Brunson's our leading scorer with 12. Karl-Anthony Towns right behind him with 10. Anunoby with a measly 3 points, 1 for 3 from the field. He's 1 for 2 from the foul line. He is not taking a 3-point shot tonight. 3 boards, an assist, and 2 turnovers. He has not played well offensively. Defensively, he's been fine. Ram Jam, what's up, Ram? Dog Fresh said we need tougher players with confidence. Confidence we could talk about. Tough, I think it's like one of the most overblown things in the NBA. I think it's just one of those things that if your team like gets beat up, like do the Spurs need tougher players because they, when they lose basketball games, they lose on rebounding, and rebounding is all about toughness. I think the toughness thing is just an overblown silly thing, but I think what they need is somebody to publicly stand up for their team. And I think this team is full of goody two-shoes, so that's what we're getting at, I guess. We're on the same page there. But, like you need somebody to go into the locker room and be like, this is BS. What went on out there tonight was BS. Karl-Anthony Towns is getting hacked down low, and the officials are allowing them to beat up Cat in the post and beat him up in the paint, and they're not giving him any foul calls, and it's messing with his game, and it's terrible. Like, nobody on the team, including the coach, which is his number one job to do is to manage his players, have not done that. And I think ultimately that could absolutely affect the player. Ram said, we got this. I'm not worried about the game. They've played well enough to win. They're up 22 at halftime. They should absolutely continue to extend this lead. But Dennis said, 76ers, Kings, Raptors, up next, revenge, revenge, revenge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 76ers, revenge game. They have 2 days off after tonight. The Knicks will have 2 days off. And then they're traveling to Philly, which we all know is not far from New York. Literally a couple hour car drive, and we know that they'll probably fly over to Philly, if anything. Even if they take the bus, it's not a far drive at all. But they play Philly, revenge game. The last 2 times they played them was on the second night of a back-to-back during the post-Cup win when they were like on their downturn. So definitely a revenge game on the way for the Knicks against Philly. That's a nice, tougher matchup than the Brooklyn Nets are. So that'll be a much better barometer of where they are after tonight. And then they'll have 2 days off after that game again. And then they'll take on the Sacramento Kings at home. So absolutely big stretch. Revenge, revenge, revenge. Like you said, Dennis, absolutely agree. Bruce Fowler said, should we trade for Dylan? Dylan the villain? Dylan Brooks? 1,000%. If they traded for Dylan Brooks, the personality of this team takes a complete 180. Abso-freaking-lutely. But obviously you're not trading for Dylan Brooks because there's no way the Phoenix Suns would just give up Dylan Brooks. He's very good. Doug Fresh, so we got a lot of makeup to do to get back to where we were. Absolutely. They have a lot to make up. Yep. You don't go 2 for 9 and then win a game against the Brooklyn Nets and think like, oh yeah, we turned it around. Going to have to continue even past tonight, even past the next couple of games. They have to go on a nice big run. I'm talking about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning streaks here. They have to string together. President Goomba, what's up, Goomba? Joey DeLuca, yes sir, Joey, yes sir. Anthony Dean said, do you still think Cat is better than Randall? I never thought Cat was definitively better than Randall. I think they're on the same plane. I think most of the time when playing at their like steady levels, Karl-Anthony Towns is maybe slightly better than Randall. But Randall's had the better year this year. I think they're on similar playing fields. I think Towns is maybe slightly better than Randall on most nights, but I think both players at their peaks, I think Towns is better than Randall. Maybe. Again, I think they're on a very similar plane. If you want to tell me Randall is better than Towns, or that Towns is better than Randall, there's a reason why they were almost effectively traded for each other. Almost straight up. Durson said, would laugh if the Suns traded Brooks to the Lakers to play with LeBron. That would be hilarious. Raymond said snow will kill the next game, maybe? Maybe. We'll see what kind of storm it really is. People think it's going to be increasingly excessive, and some people are like, it's going to be bad, but not any worse than it's been, than some bad snowstorms we've had over the last decade or so. Relic said Randall was my guy. I liked Randall, but it was time to move off of Randall at some point. All right, let's go around the league real quick. Any games? Nope, no games have been decided yet. Let's go around the league. The Cavs up by 18 on the Hornets here. Nice large lead for the Cavs. probably pull that one off. They've been playing a little bit better as of late. They're about to go 5 games over 500. The Celtics are dominating the Pacers at halftime here, 66-46. The Knicks beating up on the Nets, as we talked about. The Hawks taking on the Grizzlies here. Very close game. The Grizzlies have been playing a little bit better as of late. Bernard Johnson, when is the snow going to start? It's going to start for me around Sunday, I believe. So, Jay Hammer said, we didn't give so much for Mikal. We need him for his minutes that he provides. They do need him. They do need him. Pistons taking on the Pelicans. They're up by 11. And the Pelicans pull off an upset here tonight. It was 34-30 at the end of the first, so not impossible. Yak said, of the 18 shots we missed, we had 5 offensive rebounds. Thank Mitchell Robinson for that. Later tonight, we have the Thunder taking on the Bucks and the Red Hot Raptors taking on the Sacramento Kings. Bruce Fowler said, gave all of New York the finger. I mean, he gave him a thumbs down, brother. I don't know about the finger. Tomorrow's games. What do we have going on tomorrow? Rockets 76ers. We do have a 76ers game on the way, so we might do Rockets 76ers. Warriors, Mavs, Bulls, Timberwolves. Not interested in watching a Bulls Timberwolves matchup. James said Bull should have signed him and kept Randall. Why do you guys care about Bull, man? Have y'all ever even watched Bull play basketball? He's not good at basketball. Spurs taking on the Jazz. That could be an interesting revenge game for the Spurs there. Lakers taking on the Clippers. Heat taking on the Blazers. So the best game is indeed the Rockets taking on 76ers. We'll tune in for this one tomorrow. 6:30 start time tomorrow for a 7 o'clock tip-off. Rockets 76ers. Good opportunity to take a peek in at what Philadelphia's got going on as we're coming up to play them again. We can take a look at the standings. The Knicks have fallen far from grace. Sitting with 18 losses, Philly did lose the other night, so the Knicks are firmly stuck in third. They're one ahead in a loss column of everybody 4 and below, which is a pretty decent place to be at. Yak said, we only took 40 shots, and the pace looked much faster than that. Yeah. I think they did a good job of rushing the ball down the court and getting into their offense as early as possible, but they also were pretty judicial with the shots they took. They took up like a pretty good chunk of the shot clock, which I think is good. AB said, any news? Are we losing Dink Pate? So there was some interesting news that came out about Dink Pate. The Knicks, oh, by the way, the Knicks recently used that 2-way contract that they opened up by releasing Tosan Amoma. And they used the 2-way contract to sign, drumroll please, Dylan Jones. Dylan Jones was originally drafted by the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then they had to waive somebody because they had too many good players. And so they waived Dylan Jones, even though they kind of liked him. And he ended up going to the Washington Wizards, who was the team that traded him on draft night to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then he played for their summer league team, I believe. And then they waived him in October. And he was a free agent playing in the G League. And the Knicks used their 2-way contract to pick up Dylan Jones. I like Dylan Jones. I would have preferred they use it on Dink Pate. Apparently, Dink Pate has already turned down a couple of 2-way contracts offered to him in order to possibly keep his college playing eligibility available to him if he should ever try and go back to college, similar to what James Najee did. If you guys are familiar with that story, James Najee played for the Knicks Summer League team, was playing in the G League, and ultimately decided I'd rather go play college basketball, and is now playing for Oregon University, which is kind of crazy. The thing about Dink Pate, though, is that he has actually signed, he signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the New York Knicks. So technically he signed an NBA contract, even though he was never actually with the team. It's kind of a training camp deal. But he signed an NBA contract, which takes away his amateurism, which means he would be ineligible to play in college basketball. He'd have to apply for an appeal and all kinds of things, and they would have to come up with some sort of decision. They probably wouldn't allow him in college. But I do think it's a weird move that the Knicks didn't use their two-way on him. He's clearly capable. He clearly deserves a shot. And the fact that they're leaning to Dillon Jones is a little bit weird to me. I mean, I guess depending on how the trade deadline goes, I'd probably move off a Trey Jemison or even a McCullough here and go after Ding Pate. I'm just much higher on Ding Pate than I am on either of those two guys. Maybe said, but we don't have his rights. We do not have his rights. He's simply playing for the Westchester Knicks G League team. If an NBA team wanted to pick him up, they could. They could offer him a contract and he could be picked up. Same way that Dillon Jones was playing for the Washington G League team, and the Knicks used their two-way to sign him. Maybe said, what is Leon Rose doing? I don't know. They have the inside track. They have had conversations, I'm sure, with guys like Ding Pate. Who knows? Apparently, like I said, it was reported that he turned down a couple of offers for two-way contracts. Maybe one of those offers was from the New York Knicks. He's trying to keep his options open to playing G League, to playing college basketball. Maybe he does not want to sign a two-way contract, and they said, okay, we'll use it on Dillon Jones then. Here we go. We're starting the second half. It's definitely possible that they were one of the teams that offered him a two-way contract and he declined. The Knicks get it inside the Anunoby. They swing it around. Brunson down the lane, throws up the floater off glass, gets to the go. Great ball movement from the Knicks. On the other end, the Brooklyn Nets came out and they moved the ball around but couldn't get anything open. And Igor Djemin had to heave up a 35-foot three and he missed it. On now, they rush it down. Michael Porter Jr. gets a pretty clean look from the right wing, decently contested, but he could definitely knock those down. He just misses it. Anunoby bullies his way along the baseline. They kick it out to Brunson for an open three. He can't get that one to go. It's 38-62. They gave Brooklyn one more point. Maybe they changed a 2 to a 3. I don't know. But either way, it's 38-62 now. Under 11 to go. Claxton has it up top. They get it out to Michael Porter Jr. Ran off the line by Bridges. Gets into the lane. Euro step, but a foul on Bridges when he put the ball on the floor. So side out of bounds for the Nets. Yak said, Mitch staying healthy, Jemison would be the one I cut. Yeah, I mean, they drafted McCullough, so. Raymond said, Pate is a hell of a player. He is. Again, maybe they offered him it was reported that he's been offered multiple two-way contracts by multiple different teams. And he's declined it because he wants to keep his options open to maybe possibly being able to play college basketball. But, maybe the Knicks offered him a contract and he declined, but who knows? Who knows? That kind of stuff has not been made apparent. Josh Hart, as the Knicks force another miss. Good defense from Towns yet again. Bridges has it up top. Knicks currently leading by 24 points. Towns has it. High post, being guarded by Porter Jr. Faces up, coming to his left, backing him down. Stop, turn, drop step, righty hook. Got it to go for Towns. There you go, big cat. There you go, brother. Towns still looking for a foul call, not getting it. Mike Brown, pick up a second to go fighting for my guy, please. Please fight for Karl Anthony Towns. I'm begging you. They get it over to Michael Porter Jr. Coming to his left, pull up three off the screen. Rattles it in. Josh Hart trying to fight around that screen. Towns either got to run him off that line and depend on his backline defense, but you can't give him the wide open pull-up three there. Towns has it up top, being guarded by Claxton. Coming to his left. They lob it over the top to Anunoby. Catches, attacking to his right, down the lane to kick it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart attacking to his left, gets to the foul line, pull-up jumper, got it to go for Big Josh. The Flea said I'd go back if I could for NIL money. Yeah, he'd make more money out of NIL as a star of college basketball than he would as a G League guy in the NBA. Clowney knocks down the left corner three. I just think if the goal is make the NBA, just take the two-way contract and get up with the Knicks basketball team, brother. He definitely would have gotten an opportunity and maybe he would have made his way to the rotation. Who knows? Brunson dancing with it up top on the left wing, attacking Porter Jr. off the bounce, gets along the baseline to kick it out to Bridges. They swing it around. Anunoby up top, bullet pass inside the Towns. Hop step in the paint, goes up, and a big one-handed slam as he goes through the chest of Clowney. There you go, big strong move, big cat, big strong move, brother. Igor Djemin has it up top, and they get it out to Claxton. Claxton takes the handoff. They get it out to Clowney in the right corner. They're daring him to shoot. Off the back rim, he doesn't make him pay. Here comes Bridges bringing it down the other way, turning on the Jets. Leaves it off for Josh Hart. Josh Hart has it up top. Bullet pass inside to Anunoby. Two-handed slam. Where's my foul? And MPJ got pushed in the back. And a timeout for the Brooklyn Nets. Knicks up by 26, 70-44. Clyde Frazier's talking about how many assists they have tonight. We did not look at the team stats at halftime, just because I didn't think it was all that necessary. The Knicks are blowing them out, which is nice. It's very much nice and needed. Both teams have taken 46 shot attempts, which I think is pretty interesting. The Knicks are not necessarily winning the possession battle here, but they have made far more shots. They made 12 more shots on the same amount of shot attempts, which is pretty crazy. Isaac Garner said Clarkson and Yabu don't fit this team. I tend to agree. 7 for 25 for Brooklyn from 3, 8 for 17 for the Knicks, so pretty even in the three-point shooting. Free throws, 9 to 12, so pretty even there as well. Rebounds, the Knicks have absolutely dominated. They've grabbed 15 more rebounds. There have been far more misses, so more rebounds available to them. As evident here, 14 defensive rebounds to 27 defensive rebounds. The Knicks are only beating them by 2 on the offensive glass, but there's far more rebounds available for the Knicks because the Nets keep on missing. 17 assists to 10. So 17 assists from the New York Knicks so far. If they can have a 30-assist game as a team, that'd be nice. Be nice. They said needed this one for sure. They for sure needed it, for sure. Absolutely. And like I said, the rotations tonight for Mike Brown, very interesting. No Jordan Clarkson. He's out. He's out on JC. He's seemingly out, which I can't blame him. Too many small guards to try and give minutes to. McBride has to be a part of the rotation. The way Shaman has played this year, he absolutely is above the rotation in Clarkson. And then obviously you have Brunson. And so those are already 3 small guards. The 3 guard lineups of Brunson, McBride, and Clarkson just not gonna work. So especially not over the course of a long season. Like maybe it could work here or there, but it being a rotation you have to go to somewhat consistently because you're not going to give Clarkson like 8 minutes a game. But Mr. Lee said he finally listened to you, Chevy. I mean, it's definitely not something that I've just been saying. Plenty of people, even people in the chat, have definitely been saying it, for sure. Moran, what's up, Moran? Relic said, I tend to agree with you right now. DNP is pretty tough, please. DNP is pretty tough. I would also contend, and Chaim Zealous with the subscription. Appreciate you, Chaim. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a good time tonight. I would also argue that Mo Diawara is next man off the bench, if you're asking me. Because he definitely gives you more things than what you're looking for than Jordan Clarkson. But all right, here we go. We're back into it. Michael Porter Jr. a step back with fall away midi. Can get it to go over Bridges. Some more good defense. Definitely a makeable shot, but he just missed it there. Good defense. Towns has it up top to get over to Bridges. Bridges on the left wing to get it back to Towns. Towns back to Bridges on the handoff to the basket. Scoop layup. He actually went to the basket, folks. Mikal Bridges actually went towards the basket and knocked down a scoop layup. Oh my goodness. Jemin has it up top. Another assist for Karl-Anthony Towns, by the way. Jemin coming to his left. Now he has it up top, coming to his right. Pull-up 3 for Igor. Jemin over Brunson. Can't get it to go. Anunoby with a rebound. Tries to get the quick outlet to Josh Hart. Just outletted to Brunson. What was that, OG? What was that? Isaiah Garner said, now Coley could actually give minutes to because he tries on defense at least. Sure. But, again, there's too many guards already getting minutes between Shaman and McBride and Brunson. So, Claxton got Towns up high in the face. It was a turnover on the bad outlet pass from Anunoby, by the way. So now the Nets have it back. Powell down the lane, spins to his right off the Claxton screen. Foul line pull-up jumper, gets it to go. Or Drake Powell. I like Drake Powell, man. I like Drake Powell. Suns Jen said, players looking liberated. I think they look fine today. It is the Brooklyn Nets. I'm not going to get too high or too low based off of the performance they're giving today against the Nets. I'll take it because they absolutely needed to get right game, but, you know, Towns fires up a 3. Can't get it to go. Here comes MPJ off the rebound. Never restarted the timer. My apologies. 7 minutes to go here. Drake Powell driving it down on Josh Hart. Scoop layup. Can't get it to go. Good defense from Josh Hart. Good job not fouling as well. It's a 5-on-4 as Powell hit the deck. Bridges fires a transition three. Can't get it to go. Towns battling for the rebound. He can't get the offensive rebound, though. Good job for Michael Porter Jr. to still hold on to that rebound somehow. To get it back to Drake Powell for a transition three. He can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by MPJ. But Brooklyn's going to use a timeout and use a challenge here. Should be a pretty good challenge. Should be out of bounds off of Towns. Zig Arnett said, plus Clarkson, not a good defender, so it's hard to play him a lot of minutes. Yeah. And here's the thing, though. He doesn't do any of the intangibles, so if he doesn't have anything going offensively, he's not helping your team in any way, right? Like if McBride's offense is not going, like if the jump shot's not going down, he's bringing defense, he's bringing toughness, he's bringing physicality, he's bringing defense, toughness, physicality, intensity, all of the things he's bringing off the bench, even if the jump shot's not going, right? And all of that becomes icing on the cake if he is knocking down the jump shot, which is most of the time. Like what intangibles is Jordan Clarkson bringing outside of him sometimes having a hot hand and being able to shoot perimeter shots, right? Which again is sometimes. If he was a more consistent offensive player, I could make the argument you need his ball handling and his ability to score. But the fact that he's not even doing that consistently means he can't be a part of the rotation, man. Yak said, hopefully we don't just throw up threes. Hopefully. Didn't love that last shot, to your point, Yak. Mikal Bridges, it was a 5-on-4, and he pulled up for a semi-contested three. Like, can he knock that down? Sure. But should you settle for that shot when it's a 5-on-4 as Drake Powell fell into the stands after the missed layup? No, man. You don't settle for that shot. You get to the basket. Isaiah Garner said, true. I agree to many guards. Like I was always saying, we look too small, especially against athletic teams. That's why we need another wing. They absolutely need another wing. They were hoping Yabusele could be that kind of wing/big player, and he just has not panned out. But I do like Mike Brown saying, well, I'd rather go to Yabusele than Jordan Clarkson, because at least he's a bigger body. Both of those guys have been incredibly inconsistent, both offensively and defensively, but I'm just going to lean towards the bigger body at this point. Bruce Fowler said, Antetokounmpo, Durant, Luka, Joker bringing the same set of skills every night. Cad's game is predicated on who and how he's guarded. That's not a dominant player and explains his inconsistencies. I mean, we could say that, but last year he was a dominant player and wasn't nearly as inconsistent. He's had by far his worst shooting and finishing season since his rookie year. He has shot it terribly from three for his standards, and he has finished around the rim terribly for a starting center. Not even by his standards, for a starting center, period. So it's just an extremely bad down year for Karl Anthony Towns. I don't think it's evident of his overall game, because last year was almost completely different. It was a successful challenge. It was very obviously off of Karl Anthony Towns. So the Nets will inbound the ball here. Igor Djemin. I could have just ran the timer. We're a minute behind. They get it up top to Drake Powell. Powell gets it over to Claxton. Claxton gets it over to Clowney. Clowney attacking to his left. Driving it down. Puts up the floater. He's looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Brunson. Brunson up top, leaves it off to Towns. Towns is the trailer, back to Brunson. Brunson puts up the three. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. High rebound. Clowney ends up with it. Clowney bringing it down. Picks up his handle. He's got nowhere to go. Great defense from the Knicks. Anunoby switches on to Michael Porter Jr. here. They get it back to Clowney. Clowney gets it over to Claxton. Claxton up top. Fires the midi. Way off on that one. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Brunson. Under 6 to go. We're past the halfway point of this third quarter, and the Knicks continue to maintain a 26-point lead. This is what I asked for. I said, get me to 20. They ended the first quarter up by 18. I said, get me to 20, and then hold to 20, and they've done that. Bridges has it up top. Cross-court pass to Josh Hart. Going to pump fake from 3, driving into the lane, throws up the floater. Is the front of the rim, and he gets a friendly bounce as it finally rolls down and through. 28-point lead for the Knicks. Get me the 30. I would appreciate a 30-point lead. Djemin has it up top. They get it over to MPJ. Fires a straightaway 3. Throws up an air ball. Tough night for Michael Porter Jr., who is now 4 for 14 from the field for 12 points. Town subs out. Bridges subs out. McBride and Robinson sub in. 74-46. Here comes Deuce McBride bringing it down. The Knicks are out there with Brunson, McBride, Anunoby, Hart, and Robinson. McBride has it up top. He's being guarded by Clowney. McBride gets it over to Brunson. Brunson curling to his right. Now he's going to look to attack Clowney on a switch. Step back, fall away midi. JB got it to go. And the Knicks with a 30-point lead here. 76-46. Jemin has it up top. Coming to his right. They get out to MPJ. Porter gets it over to Claxton. Claxton gets it over to Jemin. Jemin kicks it out to Porter. An open straightaway three over McBride. Rattles in halfway down. Toilet bowls out, though, for MPJ. A tough night for Porter Jr. Brunson throws the lob up to Robinson for a two-handed slam. Knicks are having fun out there. But it's still all business. It's still all business. You would expect the Knicks to be hooting and hollering and cheering for each other. Not a whole lot of that going on. So, again, the vibes still have not fully returned. Anunoby fouls Clowney going to the rim. 4:20 to go. Another lob from from Brunson to Mitch, though. It's nice to see those going up a lot more frequently as of late. Kyle Mayugo, what's up, Kyle? Shout out from the Philippines, Jordan Clarkson, Manny Pacquiao. Igor Jemin to the bench. Traore in. Day'Ron Sharpe in. Cam Thomas in. Zaire Williams is in. Clowney, the lone starter remaining in the game right now. They get it into Sharpe. Sharpe hands it off to Traore, dancing around the Sharpe screen, driving it down, tries to kick it out. McBride comes up with the steal, and they get it over to Brunson. Brunson bringing it down. Brunson up top, coming to his right, pulls it out. They swing it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart on the right wing. Knicks currently up by 32 points. They hand it off to Josh Hart. They get it up top to McBride. McBride calling for the screen. Sharpe switches onto him, so McBride's going to dance. Foul line pull-up jumper. In and out, can't get it to stay. Sharpe with the rebound. Now here comes Cam Thomas off the outlet. McBride will pick him up. Thomas up top, coming to his left off the Sharpe screen. They swing it out. Clowney, a left wing three over Brunson. Splashes in at the net. Finally got one to go down. Lead down under 30 now. Brunson up top, being guarded by Clowney. Traore switches onto him. They get it over to Josh Hart on the right wing. Attacking to his left. Down the lane, pump fake, spins, kicks it out to Anunoby. Anunoby a little lackadaisical here. They get it over to Brunson. Brunson coming to his left. Attacking to his left. Crossing over to his right. Foul line pull-up jumper for Brunson. Gets a nice friendly roll as he gets it to drop down. Here comes Traore bringing it down now. They get it over to Day'Ron Sharpe up top. Sharpe hands it off to Thomas. Thomas crossing over to his right. Takes it up top to Traore. Traore driving it down, throws up the floater. Comes up short, loose ball. Brunson picks it up as the Robinson knocks it loose. They get it over to McBride. McBride will bring it down. McBride up top, coming to his left. They swing it out to Brunson. Now over to Hart. Hart throws a terrible lob pass to Robinson. Sharpe picked it off, but then threw it out of bounds trying to save it to his teammate. And Josh Hart is looking at Mitch, and he's like, go for that. There you go. There's some laughing and smiling and joking. There you go. There you go. This is what I want. Now this is what I want to see. I want to see some laughing. I want to see some smiling. I want to see some vibes return. David Osh Jr. said, good night for the Knicks, but not satisfied with this yet until we turn the page, but it's a start. It's a start. It's a start for sure. Clay Dinchance, what's up, Clay? I love my Knicks. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Final Boss, what's up, Final Boss? Why does Sharpe's stats keep changing? Why does his stats keep changing? Maybe because he continues to put up stats? What do you mean? Got 4 and 2 so far. 80-49. Brunson has it up top. They're playing a 3-2 zone. They swing it out to McBride, who fires a tough contested three over Zion Williams. But guess what? It goes down because that's Deuce McBride right there. That's what he does. That is what he does. A little over 2 minutes to go here. A little over 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Knicks are up by 34 points here. They get it over to Cam Thomas up top, coming to his right of the screen, snaking it back to his left hand, step back, dancing with it against Robinson. They swing it out to Wolf. They get it back to Thomas. Thomas is going to look to attack. Sidestep, step back three over Robinson. Too short, can't get it to go. Good boxing out from Deuce McBride on Day'Ron Sharpe, who's a really good rebounder. And the Knicks able to pick up the rebound. They get it out to McBride. They swing it over to Shamet. Shamet, a right corner three. Back-to-back threes for the New York Knicks as they go up by, 38 points here. My goodness. 37 points. My bad. I can't do math. 37 points. 86-49. Jorge pulls it out. They swing it out to Zaire Williams, who finally responds back with another three of his own. Kay Hazy said, three's going down. Yes, sir. McBride looking for a foul call that they never gave him. Figured they were going to blow the whistle, so he was facing away from the basket and just threw it behind his head. It goes out of bounds. Zaire Williams explodes to the rim, gets the scoop layup to go. And a timeout from the Knicks. Zaire Williams scores back-to-back baskets. Lead is now down to 32. Mike Brown's got to call a timeout with 1:20 to go. Clayton, appreciate you, Clayton. Hope you're having a good time tonight, brother. Final ball said it was 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Now just 2 rebounds. They probably took an assist away. Final ball said Brooklyn's defense is trash. Absolutely. Which is why I personally don't want to read too much into this game. It's just a get-right game. It's a confidence builder. Hopefully it brings some smiles back to the team. We got to have fun out there. It feels like we're starting to have some fun here in this third quarter, but I wanted to see them continuously have fun. Raph Torres said, we need a cheerleader on the bench. Like, it's got to be, Mikal Bridges needs to be a general of vibes. And I will say, OG Anunoby, not loving his body language so far tonight, you know? Clayton said, this is a long time, bro. I see you in 2026. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Honeyball said they took his rebounds in his last half also. You got to hit up the scorekeepers about that, brother. Raymond said, this game is good for them to see what joy feels like when you play winning basketball. I mean, they know what it feels like, which is why it's been so disappointing that they've had this slide. They played really good basketball to start the year. They won the NBA Cup. Just got complacent. Some cracks started to separate the team and whatnot, but, you know, it's a nice step. A nice step in the right direction, even if it's a small step. Brunson has it up top. He's being guarded by Zaire Williams. Robinson spins off to the basket. Euro steps, ball knocked out of his hands. We needed a big Mitchell Robinson off the bounce highlight to get the crowd up on their feet, man, to get the bench up off their feet. Cam Thomas has it up top. He's being guarded by Shamet. They swing it up top to Sharpe. A straightaway three over Robinson. Way off on that one. McBride with the rebound. What do we have? Just under a minute to go here. McBride gets it over to Brunson. Brunson's going to dance with it. 86-54 still. Brunson pulls it out, calling for the Robinson screen, coming to his left. They hedge out hard, and they foul Brunson. Sharpe hedges out hard and fouls Brunson. Brunson comes up with a mini limp. Never a good sign, never a good sign. CEO King, what's up, CEO? Bruce Fowler said they can't smile after this win. They absolutely could smile after this win, absolutely. That's what winning should do, should provide some smiles. Brunson dancing with it against Zaire Williams. Driving it down, cross the lane, throws it with the floater off glass. Got it to go from JB. There you go, guys. There you go. 30 seconds to go. Zaire Williams bringing it down. Has it on the right wing, being guarded by Brunson. Coming to his left. Brunson guarding him. Goes past him, throws up the floater off the back rim. Gets a nice soft bounce off the back of the rim, and he gets the floater to go down. Brunson bringing it down the other way. 15 seconds to go. Brunson, guarded by Jorge. They bring a double team. They get it out to McBride. McBride over to Shamet. Shamet jab step, driving to his right in the lane to kick it out. Yabusele, open three. Line me up, Yabu. Can't get it to go with the buzzer. And 88-56 will be the end of our third quarter score. They're up by 32 points. They've only allowed 56 points for the Brooklyn Nets tonight. The Brooklyn Nets scored 20 in the first, 18 in the second, and 18 in the third. A truly pathetic showing for the Brooklyn Nets tonight. The New York Knicks have absolutely dominated this game from start to finish, which is nice, I don't want to take too much from this game, but it's nice. Bernard Johnson said, what's up with OG? He's not looking good or just not engaged to the game. I agree with you, Bernard. It's weird. OG may also be a little bit of a guy who's not fond of either this offense or whatever, but clearly not as locked in as he needs to be. Maybe it's just the dog days for OG Anunoby, and he's just like, bro, get me to this All-Star break, get me to the NBA playoffs, and then we'll lock in. But he is not locked in the way he needs to be locked in right now. The Flea said, if Yabu drops 20 this season, I'll name my future child Gershon. He said, safe bet. I don't know, brother. What if he gets traded to, like, I don't know, Indiana or something, and then you know, everybody's out for Indiana and he plays 36 minutes. He can definitely score 20 points, 36 minutes. He did it multiple times last year with 76ers. Bruce Fowler said, would love to have been a fly on the wall for the players only meeting. I mean, that's always going to be fun for sure. Absolutely. Alex Shute said, what happened to Jordan Clarkson? Mike Brown finally had enough of him not playing good defense and only occasionally bringing good offense, and said, okay, I got to remove him from the rotation if we want any sort of consistency on our team. And so he is now out of the rotation right now. Maybe it's just for a small stretch here. Maybe it's for good, but he was not part of the rotation tonight, and we'll see what Mike Brown does moving forward. Clayton said the Knicks are playing great. They're playing fine, playing good. I think the Nets are playing truly awful basketball, and the Knicks are just simply taking advantage of it. I think that's it. I don't think they're playing great basketball. I think they're playing okay basketball. Pretty good. Bruce Fowler said maybe they went at him in the meeting. Yikes. I don't think they went at him in the meeting. I mean, maybe, but I don't think Mike Brown is making decisions based off of what was said in the meeting. I think he just was not playing well for the Knicks, and they wanted a more consistent team. And to do so, you have to move on from Jordan Clarkson. Riley said, if Charles Barkley comes into the chat, I'm going to my person. Yeah, I said, last game Clarkson played 2 minutes and took 3 shots. Might have something to do with it. Yeah, I think he's been leaning towards away from Clarkson for a while here. Like I said, he doesn't play good defense, doesn't bring any sort of intangibles to the game. The only thing he brings to the team is ball handling and scoring, and he's not doing that at a high level. So they come out to start the fourth quarter. McBride immediately comes out and knocks down a mid-range shot. Speaking of the devil, Jordan Clarkson starts the fourth quarter along with Ariel Hug-40. Traore has it up top. He's being chased by Shamet. 90-56, a 34-point lead for the New York Knicks. To get it out to Traore, gets blocked by Shamet from 3. Wow. What an effort from Landry Shamet. McBride bringing it down. McBride coming to his right. Pull-up 3 off the bounce. Deuce McBride getting unlocked here in the fourth quarter. 37-point lead for the Knicks. Traore dancing with it. Coming to his left off the Sharp screen. They get it up top to Sharp. Sharp coming to his right, hands it off to Williams. He's going to fire straight away 3. He's going to miss it off the back rim. McBride's going to grab the rebound. We're going to bring it down the other way. McBride gets it over to Shamet. Walks into a transition 3. Oh my goodness, a transition 3 for Landry Shamet. And it is now a 40-point lead for the Knicks and a full timeout from the Brooklyn Nets. And an absolute shellacking beatdown by the Knicks here. And they are laser focused and locked in. Not a ton of hoopla or celebrating or whatever going on for the New York Knicks right now. They are simply just playing, running through, playing in transition, taking open looks, knocking it down. They've built up a 40-point lead, and there's not a ton of like cheering and celebrating and cheerleading for each other right now. Maybe we'll get some of that in the fourth quarter as most likely, well, not even most likely. We're up by 40. The young guys will start to get into the game here, but K. Hazy said, well, this should help our point differential. We need it. Absolutely. Good point, K. Hazy. Good point. Jason said, all business tonight. All business tonight. No smiles, no, occasionally you see guys cracking jokes or smile. Somebody will say something to another guy and they'll crack a little smile here and there. But for the most part, it's been all business. AP said, I don't want to see any celebrating. It's about the vibes, AP. It's about the vibes. It's not celebrating per se, but it's about cheering for the success of your teammates. There's been almost none of that. It's like a guy makes a good play and it's like, hey, good play. Instead of like, oh, there was only one time. That's when Anunoby had a big dunk in the, I think it was the first quarter. Maybe it was the second quarter. It was in the first half. Anunoby had a big dunk in transition with 2 hands, which forced the Nets to call a timeout. And Bridges and I think it was Huck Porty or something came out and like cheerleading and rooting for OG Anunoby. It's not about celebrating because you're beating up on the Nets, but it's about rooting for each other's success. That's what it is. It's about building the rapport, bringing the vibes to the team. That's what you need. Kent Neal, what's up, Kent? Isaiah Garner said, took all the frustrations on the Nets, now build off of this. Absolutely. All of this means nothing if they don't come out and have the same level of intent against the Philadelphia 76ers on Saturday? Play them on Saturday. Reddy said 50 soon? I mean, I hope they just continue this flow here. They absolutely need to continue this flow here. Bruce Fowler said, chat's on fire, better than those West Coast funeral processions. You're talking about when the Knicks went on the West Coast road trip or when we cover West Coast teams? Like when we covered the Rockets versus Spurs last night? Yvette Posada, what's up, Yvette? Here we go. We're checking back in. We are at 10:43. Think up our timer exactly. Bruce Fowler said Knicks had a bad week at work. Came home and kicked their dog. Hey, yo, bro, come on. Here we go. We're into it. Same lineup for the Knicks. Hugporty, Yabusele, McBride, Shamet, and Clarkson. The Knicks digging down on defense here. The Nets come out with Terrence Mann, Traore, Sharp, Martin, and Zaire Williams. Terrence Mann misses the mid-range pull-up jumper at the shot clock buzzer. They can get back out to Traore. They get to Zaire Williams, comes to the rim, smokes a dunk at the basket. Good contest from Hugporty. Not giving him anything easy. Clarkson has it on the right wing, coming to his left. Pulls it back up top. They get it over to Huck. Hugporty rocking the headband now, by the way. They kick it out to McBride. Pump fake, steps through, puts up the floater, comes up short. Grabs his own offensive rebound. They kick it out to Shamet. He's going to dribble to the corner and put up the three anyway, and he's going to knock it down. 43-point lead for the New York Knicks. Pretty sure this is their largest lead of the season. 43 points here. Zaire Williams attacking to his left. Fall away midi, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Sharp had it, lost it, but gets fouled. It was Yabusele and Hugporty down there. You guys got to grab that rebound, guys. Come on. Tyler Kolek is going to sub in here for Deuce McBride. Robespierre said, this win is like Tom Waits to town with no cheers. Sharp has it up top, hands it off to Terrence Mann, driving to his right, step back, foul line, fall away jumper, still can't get it to go. The Nets continue to remain scoreless here in this fourth quarter. Tyler Kolek bringing it down, coming to his right to get over to Yabusele. Yabusele hands it off to Shamet. Shamet, as the Fleas with a very generous super chat, I appreciate you, brother. Hands it off to Clarkson. Clarkson driving to his right, stops, turns, kicks it out to Kolek. Kolek jab step three out of the right corner. He can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Sharp had it, lost it, knocked out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Nets. And Durston becomes a member. Appreciate you, Durston. Oh, my goodness. Appreciate you guys. Very generous of you, man. Plenty of new members here tonight. A lot of gifted memberships as well. Thank you, guys. A couple of gifted memberships from Reddy. Now Durston becomes a member. My goodness. The generosity, you guys. Thank you. And the Fleas with a very generous super chat. Reminding people to hit those likes in the chat. This is a W. Let's go, Knicks. Appreciate you, Fleas, man. Appreciate you. Also, the Fleas became a member tonight. My goodness, you guys. Rocking out. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The Knicks get a steal. Clarkson a pull-up three. Comes up well short. Battle for the rebound. Yabusele had it, but lost it. Can't hold on to it. Quick outlet to Terrence Mann. Down the lane. They kick it out. Martin driving it down. They kick it out. They swing it around. Traore has it. He's being guarded by Clarkson. Swings to his right. Picks up his handle. Get it out to Sharp. Sharp kicks out the man. Man driving to his right on Hugporty. Stop. Driving it down. Keeping his dribble alive. Now spinning to his left. Down the lane. Step back. One-legged. Fall-away jumper over. Hugporty can't get it to go. Good box now from Yabusele. Clarkson able to pick it up. They get it out to Shamet. Shamet will fire a three. Oh, my goodness. The Knicks are just running this team out the building right now. They're trying to go up by 50. They're trying to do it, y'all. They're trying to do it. It's 56-102. Martin has it up top, attacking to his left. The Nets are still scoreless in this quarter, by the way. And Traore catches the pass on the left wing, and he's out of bounds. Ball going back to the Knicks. Getting nasty out there, y'all. It's getting nasty out there. Shamet subs out. We've seen enough of Landry Shamet tonight. We will go through the box score over the next timeout. Jay Garner said net shooting 20 and 70. That's what I like to see. 20 for 70, yeah. Horrific night for the Brooklyn Nets, who are still scoreless in this quarter. Mo Diawara is in the game for Shamet. So we're out there with Kolek, Clarkson, Yabusele, Hukporti, and Diawara. Kolek in the corner to Gabu. Gabu up top to Clarkson. Clarkson driving it down in the lane, throws up the floater. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Knocked out to Zaire Williams. He's going to push the pace the other way. One-on-one against Kolek. Yabusele comes through and gets the chase down block. If Yabu could actually pick up his play here, man. Clarkson crosses over, down the lane, throws up the floater. Gets it to go down for Jordan Clarkson. There you go. 48-point lead for the New York Knicks. It's 56-104. My goodness, y'all. My goodness. Leeway Shi. What's up, Leeway? Drolano. What's up, Drolano? Martin down the lane. Come up with a defensive stop and give me a 50-point lead. Martin flips it up at the rim. A terrible shot attempt. Hukporti with the rebound. Here comes Mo Diawara. Dadier's at the scorer's table. We're going to get 6 minutes of Bakom Dadier. Love it. Brooklyn fouls Diawara. He was driving towards the rim. Okay, Hayes said, Dadier about to get substantial minutes. Beautiful. It's a beautiful sight to behold. 6:40 to go. Dadier is at the scorer's table, so he should be coming in here at the dead ball. But we're going to get a timeout. We're going to get a Knicks full timeout here. All right. Let's look at the box score because our guys are done. Our guys are done for the night. Russell Field, what's up, Russell? Reddy said Towns napping. I mean, everybody on the bench can nap tonight. Anunoby with only 5 points. Does have 5 rebounds and 3 assists tonight. Okay. We're already back into it. Never mind. It wasn't a full timeout. It was only a half timeout. We're right back into it already. They hand it off to Diawara. He has it up top. Swings it out to Clarkson. Left corner. Pump fakes. Runs right into Traore and picks up the offensive foul. Don said, I wonder if Clarkson's been kind of a dude, kind of a dud in the locker room? I don't know. I don't think that's an issue at all. You got the Nova trio laughing with each other on the bench. That's nice to see. Just a little bit of smiles. Got to bring the vibes back to the team. Got to restore the vibes. Bruce Fowler said, somebody stop the fight? No. Continue it. Continue to pummel this team into the ground. Absolutely continue to pummel this team into the ground. They have a 48-point lead right now. The police said domestic violence crazy. Don said, yeah, respect the game means pad your stats. I'm a big fan of padding the stats. That's just me, though. I'm a big fan of padding the stats down the stretch. Lana Mona said, is the bench empty yet? Here we go. Now we have the full timeout. Now we can actually go through it. But the Nets have emptied their bench, and the New York Knicks have mostly emptied the bench. The only guy who's actually was a part of the legit rotation today was Yabusele, who's still in the game. Other than that, we have Dadier, Diawara, Clarkson, and Kolek. Delano said, F it, go for 60. Give me anything over 50, and I'm going crazy. Anything over 50, I'm going crazy. It wasn't even a crazy scoring night. I mean, the Knicks still only have 104 points. The Nets were just putrid. The Knicks' defense was solid. I don't think it was anything crazy. I just think it was a combination of tremendously poor shot making by the Nets and some pretty dang good defense by the Knicks. I think that was it. Jason said, look, if you don't want stat padding, don't get your butt beat. Absolutely. Didn't hear us complaining when folks were giving us the business. Yeah, I'm a fan of stat padding, absolutely. Make sure you get your stats. Make sure you get your stats. Don said, I feel like there was some kind of bag off once you're up 20 thing going on. I heard some stuff on a podcast that suggested it to me. Everybody has a different mentality, brother. When you have your 20-point lead in modern NBA basketball is almost nothing. Almost nothing. Brunson ends the night with 24-5. Bridges with 11-4-4. Josh Hart with 11-9-3. I'm standing in the way. Towns with 14-8-3. So nobody even really scored that much. Again, it's a pretty low-scoring game. Shaman with 18 off the bench. McBride with 14 off the bench. A pretty low-scoring game. The Knicks only have scored 104 points with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter here. You know. Yak said Yabu only played in the first half because Mitch was in foul trouble. I don't. Maybe. I'd have to go back and watch that for sure. You might be right about that, Yak. But at the same time, that means he would have went to an 8-man rotation. The only guys off the bench would have been Robinson, Shaman, and McBride. And I don't think an 8-man rotation is the solution here. I do think Yabusele is probably going to be part of the lineup, part of the rotation moving forward, unless they go out and trade for somebody. Here we go. Drake Powell down the lane, fall away midi, can't get it to go over Diawara. Loose ball, and Yabusele can't save it from going out of bounds, so it's going to stay here with the Nets. Good defense from Diawara there, though. Delano said the Pacers look like they're coming back. Ooh, good time to go around the league then. Next stoppage in play, we'll do that. Offensive foul, Day'Ron Sharpe. Delano said they're only down like 10 with 8 minutes left. Okay. The Fleet said we're going to spin on Detroit. We do have a Detroit game coming up. It's a good time to pull yourselves out of the gutter here. Kolek gets it over to Clarkson, steps back for a left wing three. Give me the 50. Doesn't give me the 50. Martin bringing it down the other way. It's 56-104. Martin bringing it down, swings it out to Drake Powell. We are under the halfway point here in this fourth quarter. Day'Ron Sharpe driving it down, gets fouled by Yabusele. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Go around the league. Rose Pierce, it reminds me of a game our team had in youth league. It ended nearly 200-20. Complete starters were ill. Bench was trash to the max, and the opponent team was like the NBA team of the league. Crazy. Sharpe knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Yeah, at 5-38. Hug Porty comes back in, probably for Yabu. Suns Jet said, looking cohesive again. Congrats, Knicks. I mean, I guess. I'm not taking anything away from this game right here. Not taking anything away. Cavs are going to pull off the victory against the Hornets here. Sharpe knocks down both free throws. They're now down by 15 yet again, brother. Pacers are down by 15 to the Celtics. Hawks, Grizzlies locked in a tight one. Pistons not capable of pulling away from the Pelicans. Pelicans hanging strong, only a 9-point game. Diawara to the basket, draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. Yes, sir, Mo. Yes, sir. Mo Diawara at the foul line for 2. Sunjan said, you get out of the mud one game at a time. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. There is no one game that's going to magically fix any and all issues you may have as Diawara knocks down the first free throw. Got to do it one game at a time. And this is a good start. It's a good start. But not going to fully buy into a change that they're making or a change that they've made until we're 3 or 4 games into whatever kind of mentality shift they may or may not have may be making here. 58-106, 5:20 to go. Diawara knocked down both. You go, Mo. Martin gets it over to Sharpe. Sharpe has it up top. Gets it out to Powell. Powell back to Sharpe. Lost the handle. Picks it back up. Driving it down. Up top to Martin. Martin, a deep 30-footer straight away. Got it to go. Because, of course, we're stuck at a 48-point lead here, y'all. I want the 50. Give me the 50. Can we get greedy? Can we get greedy? Kolek tried to hit the pocket pass to Porty, and it's a kickball violation. Mr. Lee said, I really hope they keep Mo and develop him. See a lot of good things there. I don't think there's any chance they move on from Mo here. The only guy that they may move on from that's young is Dadier, maybe Kolek, but Dadier is really the only guy who they might look to move on because he of the young group of kids that they have, the young group of prospects, he's the only guy who hasn't really shown anything this year. Kolek turns it over, a good defensive play from Powell there. He's going to drive it down, lost the handle, picks it back up. Dadier comes out to guard him. They get it into Sharp. Sharp has it up top, hands it off to Martin. Martin puts up another three. He's going to miss that one. 40 skies for the rebound. Here comes Kolek. Hit ahead to Dadier, up top to Huck. Hands it off to Diawara. Diawara coming to his right. Throws a hook pass, cross court. Kolek a three. Got it to go for Tyler Kolek. Yes, sir. Kolek, yes, sir. Ooh, 3 points to the wrong way. Back up by 48 they go with 4 minutes to go. Give me a 50-point lead, please. Por favor, please. Man kicks it out. Kolek with the steal. Give me the layup. Kolek to the basket. Takes a bump. Gets the layup. There's the 50-point lead. There it is. There it is, TK. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 50-point beatdown. Needed it. Wanted it. All of it. Give me all of it, man. There's the 50. There's the 50. I forget who said it earlier, but they were absolutely right. I think it was K. Hazy, maybe. This will absolutely help with the point differential. Absolutely. Kolek does also knock down the rebound. A 51-point lead. If they win by 50, brother, win by 50 now. Win by 50. They get over to Drake Powell, curling to his right, cross-court pass, out to Man. Man driving it down, and Jordan Clarkson just picks his pocket, shoves it out to Kolek, back to Clarkson, pump fakes, behind the back, coming to his left, getting a little fancy here, kicks it out, Mo Diawara, wide open three, knock me down, Mo. Knock me down, Mo Diawara. It's getting spooky out there. Oh my goodness. Okay. All it took was a 54-point lead. Now I'm getting a little loose. Now I'm feeling a little happy. I got a little shimmy to me. Martin kicks it out, almost stolen by Jordan Clarkson again, and Powell has it up top. Stacking to his left, driving it down to the basket, scoop layup, gets blocked by Huck 40. Shovels it out to Kolek. Knicks bringing it down, hit ahead to Dadier. Show me something, Dadier. Euro steps down the lane, they kick it out to Kolek, back to Dadier, pump fakes from three, driving it down, inside to Huck 40. Beautiful ball movement from the Knicks, and Huck 40 with a big slam and a big primal yell towards the Knicks bench. There you go, get active, get with it. A 56-point beatdown with 2:45 to go. Win by 60? Win by 60? I'll take it. I will take it. Jorge has it up top. Porty jumps the passing lane, trying to go for the steal. Still trying to go for the steal. Kolek switches on. Now they switch it back. There you go. Good scram switching from Kolek. A step back three for Terrence Mann. He can't get it to go. Porty with the rebound. Here comes Clarkson. 2:20 to go. 2:20 to go. Jason said 60 points with three more left in the fourth is diabolical. Knicks can't get it to go down. Here comes Jorge pushing it the other way. Euro stepping down the lane. Ball gets stripped out of his hands, but out of bounds. He's going to stay here with the Nets. 2:10 to go. 56-point lead, 117 to 61. Hey, Hazy, look at our garbage time guys playing well. Dadier, not lost on me that Dadier has yet to score. Not lost on me that Dadier has yet to score. Jalen Wilson is at the foul line. He misses it. I think I've been calling him Traore. That's Jalen Wilson, by the way. My bad. They have the same hairstyle. Wilson misses a free throw. The Brooklyn Nets have scored 5 points this quarter. 5. 5 points. Oh, 4 technically. But I assume Traore because obviously the game cast is a little bit ahead of me. I'm going to assume Traore, not Traore. I did it again. Jalen Wilson is going to knock down this next free throw. No, he misses both. Okay. The Brooklyn Nets have scored 5 points in this quarter. My goodness. Albert, what's up, Albert? Keenan Harris said, are we going to double the Nets? Maybe. They'd have to get to what? 122? They're 5 points away from that. Clarkson draws the foul, puts up the floater, can't get the floater to go down. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. My goodness. Albert said, pizza for everyone. Oof. Bruce Fowler said, how far is the rearview mirror for the Cup now? We're, 17 games now removed from it? So Gigi said Knicks should have left the starters. That would have been up by 300 points. Clarkson had the foul line for 2. Misses the first free throw because, of course, he does. Clarkson's been terrible. Lana Mona said, cancel the game. This does not count. What? Bruce Fowler said we were in the dumps. Imagine if the Nets fan having to deal with the Trekkie. Yo. Kennard said, holy smokes, does this make up for 2 and 9? Not really. No. It's the Brooklyn Nets. It doesn't make up for anything. It doesn't even make up for the Dallas game. It really doesn't. Under 2 minutes to go, 1:45 now. Traore gets it out to Wilson. Wilson attacking Dottie off the bounce. Euro step to kick it out to Marin. Marin ran off the line by Clarkson. Down the lane, they kick it out. Wilson, a wide open left wing 3. He can't get it to go. Clarkson with the rebound. They're still stuck on 5 points in this fourth quarter. My goodness, an incredibly horrific quarter for the Nets. Cross-court pass to Dottie in the right corner. Dottie being guarded by Wilson. Show me something, Dottie. Show me something attacking. Loses the handle. Saves it out to Diawara. Diawara has it up top. Shot clock running down. He's going to look to isolate here against Danny Wolf. Back into his right. Euro steps down the lane. Scoop layup. Can't get it to go. Gets his own putback. Can't get it. Gets his own putback again. The third attempt, Mo. Yes, sir. And clap for it, Mo. I love it. They're up by 59 points, guys. 59. Why? No, they're not up by 59. Did I miss something? Why do they have 120? Did they give them a point? Dottie hustling on defense here. Marin can't go anywhere. And then a timeout called by Brooklyn with under a minute to go. And they're still stuck on 5 points. 59, Mark. 59. Largest lead in the NBA this season. And they're still pouring it on. Give me a 60-point lead, man. Clayton said, let's save some for the Sixers. Thank goodness we have Jalen Brunson. We have a next game. We do. We do have 2 days off, though, before we play Brooklyn. Before we play Philly. You know, I said, damn, I lost my cat over 21 bet. It was such a blowout, they didn't even really need him. Let's look at the minutes distribution real quick. Because Brunson barely got 20 tonight. You know, it was that kind of night where nobody really, went off. Everybody just kind of put the ball in the basket at a pretty even rate. Towns with 14, 8, and 3. He played 20 minutes. Anunoby played 30 minutes. Josh Hart, 25. Bridges, 25. Brunson, 31. And that was pretty much it. McBride, 19 minutes, 14 points. Shamit, 15 minutes, 18 points. Gigi said, don't care if it's the Nets. We're definitely needed for this win. Now I'm calling a 20-game winning streak. Cat and Mitch laughing on the bench. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. As long as they give me a 50-point win, I'd like a 60-point lead. They get it over to Danny Wolf. They get it over to Terrence Mann, being guarded by Kolek. They swing it out. Cross the lane. They get it inside the Terrence Mann, and he finally gets a layup there. All right, 57. Back to 57. As long as they win by 50+. Diawara gets it over to Dottie. Get over to Huck. Back to Dottie. The fact that Dottie played the final 6 minutes of this quarter and didn't do absolutely anything out there. They kick it out to Clarkson. They kick it back out to Kolek. Shot clock winding down. Kolek's going to have to isolate, stop, step back, baseline pull-up jumper, comes up short, bouncing on the rim, fight for the rebound. Wolf able to pull it out. Danny Wolf will bring it down with 20 seconds to go. And the Knicks look like they'll walk away with a 57-point victory. Nets are going to continue to run their offense, so they got to get one more stop here. Shot clock turned off. They kick it out to Danny Wolf. Dare him to shoot. And he knocks it down. And it's going to end up being a 54-point beatdown. 120-66. I'll tell you what, only giving up 66 points tonight will definitely help out that that defensive rating for sure. An absolute largest margin of victory in franchise history. The previous one was 48, and that was done 3 times. The Knicks set a new record, a 54-point beatdown tonight. You know, I said, looks like Bakum didn't work out. Where's Rokas? Hey, brother. Rokas, before he went down with the ACL injury, he tore his ACL, looked like a player. Maybe. Bakum, yeah, look, he's still only 20 years old. You know, you don't want to make a full declaration on who he is, but yeah, he hasn't shown any signs of improvement here in year 2. So that's a rough look. I say it all the time. That time in the NBA goes by quickly, right? We can look around and be like, well, he's still only 20. He could still improve. And it's like, you got to show signs. Scottie has not shown a single sign this year when every other young player on the team has. McCullough, Kolek, Diawara, Hukporti, every other young player has. Shang Wu, what's up, Shang Wu? Wow, we took out our frustrations on our neighbor for sure, for sure. Pure definition of what BTA is. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to go over. Shamit had 18. Second leading scorer, Brunson had 20. Second leading scorer was Shamit with 18, McBride with 14, Towns with 14, and then Hart and Bridges chipped in 11. Anunoby had a bad night with 5. Crazy that somebody could still have a bad night. 2 for 4 from the field. Gigi said, lost 3 bets today. Knicks over, Cat, Brunson, OG plus 3s, Cat triple-double, and JB over 25 points. The Cat triple-double one's crazy. I don't think he's ever had a triple-double with the Knicks. New record, Bruce. It's a new record. New record. So here's the thing. We were able in the pregame to get everything off our chest and vent our frustrations out. Mostly me. I'm usually pretty reserved and pretty guarded because I'm battling back and forth with some negative Nancy's in the chat. And so I tend to lean a little bit more positive. I showed you guys how negative I could be in the pregame. It wasn't even negative. It was definitely constructive criticism for sure. More so than just ranting and raving about how bad the Knicks have been. Definitely more so about constructive criticism in the pregame pod. But, not pod, but in the pregame rundown. So, absolutely is a bit of a watershed moment of just let it all wash away. Tonight is a night where you all let it wash away, right? That's it. Now we move forward. You know, I said, yeah, Cat 10 assists is a tough bet. I don't think he's ever had a triple-double here with the Knicks, unless it was with 10 turnovers. But I don't think he's had 10 turnovers either. Rose Pierce said Nets with the Ben Simmons Memorial game. So it looks like the Celtics will beat the Pacers here. Grizzlies and the Hawks locked in a tight one. Pelicans and Pistons now locked in a tight one to start the fourth. I'm going to go ahead and throw that game on and watch the end of that game. But with that, that's it. Cavs ended up being the Hornets tonight, 94-87. That's going to end it up. That's going to end our night right there. Not much to go over. Again, mostly blowouts. The closest game that I think is somewhat interesting is this Pistons-Pelicans game. We can keep an eye on it. Pistons leading by 8. They'll likely pull that one out, but you never know. Pelicans are feisty. Mark said, thanks, Sheffy. I'll keep rubbing those Timberlands. Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. It clearly worked tonight. Eamon, always appreciate you, Eamon. But tomorrow we will be live at, 6:30? 6:30 for the Rockets taking on the 76ers. Been doing a lot of Rockets games as of late. Just been playing some good teams, man. They've had a tough schedule. A lot of good teams on their docket. Sunjet said, now I'm a member. I guess you're stuck with me. And I wouldn't have it any other way, brother. See you next time for sure. We will be live tomorrow. Rockets versus 76ers. It is the best game on the docket. It is indeed the best game on the docket. I mean, Spurs-Jazz might be interesting because the Jazz beat the Spurs last time, so maybe I don't know, but do I really want to tune into a Spurs game? I mean, Keontae George has been hooping, but not really. Timberwolves-Bulls, I'd want to watch Anthony Edwards, but I don't want to watch the Bulls. Warriors-Mavs, with Butler going down, I'm good on the Warriors. Wizards-Nuggets, no thanks. And then Hornets-Magic. Probably be an interesting game, but I'm good on that. I think Rockets 76ers is the best matchup tomorrow, so we will be live at 6:30 for, of course, the pregame rundown, and then, as always, live for the entirety of the game for Rockets 76ers. Unless it's a bad blowout. Nor if this were literally any other game outside of a New York Knicks game, we would have been out probably around halftime. I'd give them 6 minutes to start the third. We would have been out early because the Knicks were up by 30 plus at that point. But because it's the Knicks, it's a celebration. Had to just, like I said, get everything out. The Knicks got everything out of the way. So now we move on. We move forward. They have 2 days off. The next time the Knicks play is not tomorrow on Thursday. It is not even on Friday. It is now Saturday. They have 2 days off at home for the first time in, I believe, a month and a half or 2 months, something like that. I think 2 months. They have been every other day, or they've been on a back-to-back schedule. So the schedule has absolutely murdered them. Again, no excuses for the way they played, but I'm just saying the schedule has absolutely murdered them. And so to finally have these 2 days off at home is very much reassuring because now we have the 2 days off, we play Philly, and then we have 2 days off again, and then we play the Kings. So the Knicks should absolutely throw together a nice little mini winning streak here. Rockets versus Pistons on Friday as well. So we might have to do back-to-back Rockets games. The Suns also play. We'll consider the Suns Hawks. We'll consider that as well. But the Knicks play Saturday. 3 o'clock start time on Saturday. Let's check the schedule real quick before we fully sign off here. So we have Philly coming up, then 2 days off again. No Sunday, no Monday. Then we're playing Sacramento. Then we fly to Toronto for a nice quick game against the Red Hot Toronto Raptors, by the way. And then we're versus Portland versus the Lakers at Washington. So the Lakers game is probably going to be tough because they've also been playing a little bit better. They have Luka, which is always a tough matchup. They have LeBron, who always loves to play well in the Garden. So that's going to be a tough game. Hopefully the Knicks are up for the challenge. And then you got Washington. You got to beat up Denver team. Maybe Jokic is back by then. Who knows? This is at Madison Square Garden. So everybody becomes magically healthy when it's time to play in the Garden. So maybe we'll see Jokic there. But then we have another tough game against Detroit. And then a tough game against Boston. And so the start of February is going to be a really tough stretch for the Knicks. With that being said, Ozahar, Bruce Fowler, Mark, Susan, Clayton, Relic, Drolano, appreciate you guys. AP, appreciate you guys. Good first step. Good first step to redemption. We're going to have to update our members list. A lot of new members tonight. Appreciate you guys for all of the support. My goodness, you guys have been supporting like crazy. I have no words. I have no words how appreciative I am of you guys for just the Mets get Peralta. I did see something about the Mets. Hey, shout out the Metropolitans, man. At least you guys are making moves while the New York Yankees are just like, no, we're good. We're good. No, you're not, Knicks. Knicks. No, you're not, Yankees. Make a move, man. Anyway, this is not about the Yankees or the Mets. Positive steps. One positive step, which is nice. Dennis said you earned it. I'm just the guy who hit the go live button, brother. You guys are the ones building the community up. I appreciate you guys. Again, I have no words. I have no words for how appreciative I am of you guys supporting the content, supporting the community. Every single dollar the channel makes goes right back into making the channel better. The merch is on the way. I was working on it today. Mark said got Bellinger. I mean, they got him back, which is like, okay, you didn't really improve the team. You just kept everything the same. Anyway. The merch is on the way. I was working on it today. It should be up by the end of the month. Definitely before the All-Star break. We'll have stuff to go through. We'll put the merch up. I want to make a commercial for the merch. We're going to have some fun with it. All the things. It's going to be a very simple drop of just the logo on, hoodies and shirts and hats and stuff like that. And then we'll expand it as time goes on. But the hard work is getting it up, right? That's the hard work. I'm working on that. We'll get that up, as well as obviously working on the night-to-night stream. Also, the way the Knicks have been playing has been weighing on me. I'm not going to lie. It's been bothering me. But I appreciate you guys. We will be back. We will be back, of course. We are back every single night. We will be back tomorrow night, the night after, and then, of course, the Knicks play on Saturday. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you to all of the channel members. Appreciate you. Look, this is all in order. Mark is the oldest member of the channel. He is last on the list. He is the oldest member on the channel. Shout out, Mark. Appreciate you guys. We will be back tomorrow, 6:30 start time for our pregame as always. Remember to brush your teeth before bed. Stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.